Frankie and Tommy here. Yesterday's highlights begin with Keith weaponizing birthdays before anyone even finished their coffee.
Last week after you left the show, I was joking about Gen Xers and baby boomers, and Dwayne's like, I'm the token boomer. So ever since then, I've given him the nickname, he's the token boomer with us on our show now. So we got a token boomer. His name's Dwayne.
What's the definition of a token boomer?
Well, a baby boomer, so the generation above you and I. So your brother, I think your brother's older than you, right? Your brother 10 years older than you, I guess it is, right? So
yeah, he's like 12, 13.
Yeah, so he'd be considered a baby. Yeah, Dwayne's a baby boomer, so don't hold it against him.
Token meaning like he is the epitome. He's the person.
Like he's our one. Like it was over. You know, there's 80,000 Gen Xers like you and I in the room. There's the one guy over there. There's our token boomer, which is Dwayne Whitaker hanging out with us.
If you asked me, I couldn't even tell you what generation I was till you start talking.
That is every Gen Xer. Survived malls, dial-up, and 9 layoffs, but needs Keith to identify the species.
Yeah, well, that's showing them the water to drink. They don't want to drink it. Then they keep coming back to me, asking me if there's a better path to go to the water. I'm like, no, but I've showed you the water. And I guess what you're saying to me is stop fucking taking the person to the water.
That is every workplace. You showed Kevin the spreadsheet, and now Kevin wants a guided tour with snacks.
Or you showed him to the water. You know what I'm trying to say? Like I keep showing you, but yet you keep coming back to me and asking me the same question.
Well, it's your fault for fucking re-engaging a second time.
John just explained adulthood. The first reply is kindness. The second reply is you adopting a full-grown problem.
You're right.
Yeah, you're the dummy.
Yes.
Because you know they're dummies. You're the dummy for continuing to waste your time on them.
No, you're absolutely right. I needed that fucking awareness this morning.
Keith got therapy and a parking ticket for his ego before the coffee even cooled.
Second row.
Yeah, you know what? I saw that clip. It's funny how we can resonate with a player from so long ago. But yes,
he actually somehow got better looking. He was playing. That motherfucker had a face only a mother could love.
That compliment hit like a folding chair. Then asked if your childhood had insurance.
That's so true.
I mean, it was just part of it. He was just a fucking beast. It was like, what is this thing?
Yes.
You know?
Yes. Yeah, absolutely.
And he was aggressive. It was like, fuck, man. What the fuck is this? What the fuck did Satan fucking drop on the earth here?
That is how dads describe any athlete who ruined their Sunday and ate all the wings.
So speaking of Satan dropping on the earth, Russell Crowe.
When no one was there, so we wouldn't get fucking bothered by crowds. Well, at some point, somebody fucking, and of course I'm trying to fucking hide who I am. Not very easy to do. And somebody fucking picks it out. The first camera phone goes off.
Yes.
It's almost like as soon as somebody sees another person take a picture.
One camera phone pops up, and suddenly the crowd moves like Costco opened one register during Christmas.
100%. Yeah. Yes.
And so they start fucking coming in, and I'm like, God damn it. So we just basically did is we went to a park bench. I'm gonna fucking be here for a little while.
Yeah.
Went to this I say park bench on the little walkways between
Yeah.
So I put the girls down, Terry Savlin, I'm standing there, and this fucking thing. So behind us, we can't get out because it's like hedges and shit, right?
Yes.
It's like one of those walkways where you have to tunnel through. This fucking thing just keeps building up. And I'm standing there fucking doing my thing. Yeah. And dude, it was like, it must have been fucking 15, 20 people deep all around me. And the girls are like, Daddy, I'm hungry. Daddy, I want to go to the ride.
Nothing humbles a famous dad faster than hungry kids and 40 strangers blocking the funnel cake exit.
I'm like, we are fucking until I...
Man, what's shaking, Seth? Did you hear my story?
I don't know if I got the story.
Well, nobody did. That's the problem, brother. See, let's just be straight. We'll just clear the air. Keith is so happy to have friends because he spent his first part of his life where people would only play with him in the neighborhood when no one could see at school that he had no friends.
John introduced Seth by turning young Keith into recessed crime scene footage with a juice box.
So now he's created his own little place for friends to come and hang out with him. I was a dumb little son of a bitch. I was just dumb enough to believe I could do it, and because it's literally, sometimes being a little dense is what you need to believe, and without belief, you got nothing.
That is every garage invention ever. Slight stupidity, one screwdriver, and the belief YouTube cannot betray you.
Well, John, I think you guys might be related this way, and Seth, don't take this the wrong way, but you had a belief. You had an ignorance, because Johnny, the guy walks into the YMCA at 14, he says he wants to go to the Olympics, but the guy can't really swim. So Johnny, somewhere in his brain, he kind of had a thought process like yours, where he's like, I love you, Seth. Maybe I'm too dumb enough to believe, but I want to go to the Olympics and I can't even swim.
That is not a goal. That is a 14-year-old treating gravity and swim lessons as optional paperwork.
So how did you arrive at connecting those two dots, my friend?
Oh, it's probably, I just call it probably delusion, right?
Constructed delusion is just confidence with a fake mustache and a business plan written on napkins.
Yeah.
Constructed delusion.
Yeah.
God.
Delusions of grandeur that you had the balls to follow.
There's a certain calm about him, isn't there, John? And one last thing before we let Seth go. Seth, dude, I'm sorry, man. You look like somebody. So who have you been told you look like? Scott Bakula, maybe? But you look like an actor.
Instead, he gets fucking man crushes really easy, so don't.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, Johnny's right. Yeah, or maybe it's Mark Cuban, but you look like somebody, dude. I'm telling you, who do people?
You can't be what the fuck? He's way better looking than Mark Cuban. What the fuck is wrong?
I do not disagree with you.
Jesus Christ.
I agree with you, but I'm Seth. Who are you told you look like? You
Well, in different times of my life, it might have been Daniel Day-Lewis or
Scott Bakula. Like, remember that show we grew up with? Where it's kind of the same age. What was it? The time traveler one, Quantum Leap. That's what it was.
Yeah, those sort of Sometimes Jim Carrey or Pierce Brosnan at times. That's what.
You know what Seth looks like?
John let the celebrity guesses cook for 3 seconds, then served Seth back to himself.
Yes.
Seth.
Yeah.
Lifestyle tip. It's gonna be short and sweet. I'll be honest. I gotta take a piss. Stop fucking quitting. Jesus Christ, what is wrong with you people? You realize you're quitting because you're fucking worried about failure. And the worst part about it is you're more worried about what people are going to think or say because you failed than the goddamn failure itself. But here's the fucking key. Listen to me, goddammit. It's impossible to fail if you don't fucking quit. It's called a work in progress. For Christ's sake, get this through your head. You are going to have all sorts of trials and tribulations in your journey. But if you don't quit, you will succeed. It's just a matter of fucking time. It's not if, it's when. If you have the balls to not quit. So ask yourself a goddamn question. Are you a fucking quitter? Think about that.
If you want highlights this brutally honest, watch the previous episode. The full show is up. Today we're talking about the guy with the big paycheck,
The nice watch.
the least flexmobile, and exactly $6 of actual freedom. Because earning money is not the same as building wealth.
And if your income is impressive, but your financial life is kind of a mess, this episode is for you.
Only on Mornings in the Lab. with Keith, John, and friends.
Good morning, nation. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, and welcome back to Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, and friends. Your live morning show for real talk, motivating content, and big conversations. Hey, Jimmy, you got a choice in life, no dick or dick growing on your arm. What are you choosing? Hey, did you guys know that you guys can lose your memory after going for a dump? Yeah, I learned that from Kai this morning. I'm the junior dinosaur. I'm the little T-Rex with the little arms. Yeah, there you go. Dwayne is absolutely a baby boomer. Talk to John's the bullshit professor. Kai's the shit professor. Brianna, you're always teaching me, man, every single Tuesday. Nation, you will not find this kind of knowledge anywhere on the planet to start your day other than Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, and friends. That is right, baby. You will not find a show like this anywhere on the planet, baby. This is the problem. This is the problem. Here's the problem, nation. Too many men, too many women. They confuse the cash flow with the control. They think the bigger paycheck means that they made it. But if every dollar has a job before it hits the account because you've already spent it, you know how it is, right? You're making, but in the back of your head, it's already going, it's going. Congratulations, you're not actually wealthy. No, you're just a high-paid hamster with leather Louis Vuitton shoes. Yeah, today we're going to get into why so many successful men walk around financially fragile. Oh, look at my Ferrari. I can't pay for it. Hey, look at my nice house. I'm in debt. Why income can become an identity trap, and that conversation is today. But guess what? But first, good morning and welcome back to Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, and friends, your live morning show for real talk, motivating content, and a little bit of fun conversation. Good morning, Daniel Hall out there in the comments. I see you, brother. Yes, we are the show for Generation Next. Everybody woken up in the era that we woke up. This show is built for you. Good morning, everybody. My name is the Handsome Chief. I'm Keith Mills. John Anderson will be joining me here in about 7 minutes or so. Coming up at the bottom of the hour, we got a dude on the show today who texted me yesterday. Hey, Kai. Producer Kai on the buttons. He sent me a noise. He goes, I don't know if I'm going to be up to the snuff of all your previous guests. I thought to myself, yeah, probably not. Yeah, probably not. No, you're probably just some dude who's probably not going to be as good as any other guest we've had on the show. Yeah, true stories. The guy's already walking into the lab defeated. Imposter syndrome everywhere. All kidding aside, Darren Mott, he is a cyber agent. Yeah, we've never had a cyber agent on when Kai was looking for guests, I said, Kai, we got to find a cyber agent. So today, the first time we got a cyber agent on Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, and friends. Jimmy's heading over to Cheryl's show in about half an hour. Yeah, Jimmy's going to go press the buttons over on Cheryl Whitaker. So are Sharts with Joy. Of course, Rufio is after this morning at 7:30. And then Whitaker's back with me at around 9:45. We are going to do a brand new segment on the show today, this Wednesday. It's called It Starts with Joy, the Feed edition with Keith and Cheryl. And of course, I got a morning focus topic dropping at the bottom of the second hour today for all of us. Yes, for all of us. Hey, do you guys know dudes in your life who who seem that they're the most financially successful, yet maybe they're the most financially broken? Right? They have all the nice stuff. They have everything all over the house. They have the beautiful yard, the beautiful toys. And then you find out that maybe they're just keeping up with the Jones. Maybe they're just keeping up with the Jones. We're going to have that conversation coming up in the top of the second hour today. Good morning, Rico. Yes. Not the token boomer. No, he's the token grand boomer. We got Rico on the show this morning. He's always here. I appreciate you, Rico. We were having some fun with you after the show yesterday. Me and Cheryl and the gang were laughing about our boomer conversation. I'm like, and there's Rico over there saying, hey, what about me? Yes, we love our very own Rico 402-17B, who joins us every single day here in the lab that we call Mornings in the Lab. Good morning, Holroyd. I know you're out there. And good morning, Sullivan. I know you're out there as well. And Charlie, stick around for the vintage spot today. Yeah, that's all I'm going to say. All right, what's the poll? What's the poll? What's the poll? What's your biggest obstacle in building actual wealth right now? So I'm thinking to the dudes, to the women that are hanging out on the show right now, maybe you have wealth. Maybe that wealth is trickling down with the rate of inflation and hey, good morning, Whitaker. Good morning, Whitaker. I got my two boomers in the feed right now. I got Rico and Whitaker arm wrestling over there to see who's going to wear the title. But guys, do you know the dude out there, the lady out there, has got all the cash? They look like it all. But hey, what's the biggest obstacle you have to building some actual wealth right now? Is it inflation? Is it lack of clear investment strategy? Is it going all in on Bitcoin? Yes. Or maybe it is paying off past debt. Or maybe you're the person who doesn't mind carrying the debt, leverages it to carry the wealth, because there's certainly something to be said for that as well. And hey, guys, if you coming up with a daily question today, if you were forced to live on exactly half of your income, yeah, could you? And what is the very first thing you would cut off? What are you cutting off? Think about that. If you only had half the cash you had last year, what are you cutting off? Yeah, true story. So those conversations and so much more on the big show we call Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, and Friend. Just a reminder, guys, this is an X-rated experience. So if you're new, you're lurking, or you're listening to us on demand, we probably will offend you with something that we say. So if the kids are around, have them stick around. Parents, leave, because we most certainly are going to offend you along the way. And hey, guys, if you've been snoozing with us, if you've been snoozing on us, yep, we passed the proverbial 22-hour mark. Officially, 22 hours of your life never getting back because you have been hitting there and sliding that good old snooze button on your phone. Check it out, snoozetracker.mornings.live, if you really want to know how much of your life you are wasting by hitting the snooze button. Yep, there it is right there. Snooze tracker, 22 hours. Look at 22 hours just laying there doing nothing. All right, hey, remember back in the olden days? You're like, hey, imagine if I had like super eyesight. I got something for you guys dropping on the current events this morning. And imagine if you didn't have to wear glasses. Or imagine if you didn't have to wear contacts. Well, hey, this is a great time to be alive. Jimmy, I'm expecting a pill to drop where you're going to live forever. Man, the way the bio stuff is dropping left and right these days, there's some crazy stuff happening in the world. All right, we got, hey, Ferrari. Yeah, hey, Kai, brand new Ferrari. People are like, what the hell is that? Yeah, yes, me included. What the hell is that? And there's a brand new startup recruiting folks, and so I haven't had a chance to talk to Melissa and Kai about this, but Jimmy's been approaching me about leaving the lab. Yeah, he's thinking about leaving the lab on us. He's looking at getting a brand new job with a company called Joy. Yeah, we're gonna get into that when Johnny's here this morning. I don't know if I can compete with their offer. Yeah, I really don't know if I can compete. Yeah, and Jimmy's morning, it will start with Joy. Actually, hey, Kai, there you go. Brand new sponsor for Cheryl Whitaker's show. It starts with Joy. We're going to have that conversation coming up on the show later. You know what? We're going to time that one out later today because I think we'll have to hang on that one for a little while. Yeah, brand new job. It starts with Joy, Jimmy. But guys, let's get into this one. We got a trending topic with John Anderson around the corner. We got some really sad news coming from our generation, especially in the skateboarding side of things. So nation, let's get the show on the road. Let's grab that coffee. Let's get after it. Go check out mornings.live and settle in because nation, the morning loop, it starts. Good morning, Sullivan. Right now.
Good morning, nation. Quick shout out to Melissa. She made the merch, and somehow mine became the main character.
Everyone noticed Preston's shirt. Nobody noticed mine. That's fine.
I brought receipts.
This was yesterday's shirt. Can you say mom in Canadian? That's not clothing.
That's international diplomacy.
Yours needs subtitles. Mine just says, blame Jimmy. Simple message, clean leadership.
Exactly.
Your shirt finds a scapegoat.
Mine starts a border incident before breakfast.
Melissa, you've created a workplace problem. And honestly, we respect it.
Nation, welcome in. Let's start with the morning loop.
Oh, I love Neiman, man. I gave her the reins and she's taking the reins and she's running with it. Yes, our very own Melissa Neiman. She's now in the t-shirt business. Yeah, apparently she's now in the t-shirt business, a workplace problem. Hey, that reminds me. I found a story. A dude, let me see if I can quickly find it for you guys, and I'll see if I have the clip here for us because this is a good one that might be quite relevant to what we're talking about this morning. So I found a dude somewhere in the United States of America. Hold on, a quick little glance to the right. Yes, Jimmy, Kai, what about that Bolt CEO? He fired his entire HR department. Why? Well, they were creating problems that didn't exist. Does Melissa work there? What the hell, man? What's this story all about? Yeah.
Bolt's CEO stood on a stage and said he fired the whole HR team because they made up problems. Some guys will cheer. No HR, no headaches. But if you delete the referee, you don't remove fouls. You just stop tracking them.
And he says it's a turnaround move. Cool. So who handles lawsuits, burnout, and chaos when the pressure hits? The vibes department?
that was for Melissa. Yeah, so Melissa's here wrecking mornings in the lab with her HR problems. All kidding aside, we love it, Melissa. Keep throwing everybody under the bus. That's what it's all about. But I love this man, Bolt CEO Ryan Breslow. Yeah, he's like, you know what? I'm firing HR. Fuck, Kai, we got to get Ryan on our show. I want to get a job with Ryan because I love all my HR friends, but I really do believe HR creates more problems than they actually need to. So I love all my HR friends. I'm just saying, but I'm going to contradict myself and say you guys are problem creators. True. I know Jimmy agrees because there's one person out there. It's like, and their name is either sorry Karen, or sorry Fred.
Jimmy might not be feeling very good right now because he made me feel like he's being bullied by some of the stuff you guys are saying about him. Really? Or you guys might be making Keith feel crappy because you guys are joking about his height, or he plays with Bobo's nuts, or with his teeth. Really? Fuck, man. Come on. Honest to God. Good morning, Holroyd. So I had to have some fun with that when the Bolt CEO fires his HR department. They were creating problems that did not exist. True story. All right. So listen, I wanted to, so that was a quick one, and good job to the team getting that one up on the show here quite rapidly. So I do want to get into some sad news this morning. And I know when I built this show, the goal was to keep it positive, keep it exciting, and keep it nothing but awesome. But because we go daily, I do feel like it's our obligation to drop current events, stuff that's happening in the world, to keep us all appraised of what's happening in the world. Well, last night, the skater who built a generation, Mark Johnson. Hey, Kai, if we got something, let's run it.
Mark Johnson died at 49. Not a skate story, it's a time story. If 49 can happen, what are you doing with the next 10 years?
Gen X men watched him build legacy with a board. We're building inboxes. If your highlight reel ended today, what would people actually remember? Here's the uncomfortable part. Post-career is real. Mark hit the credits early. So what's your next chapter before life writes it for you?
We got Johnny coming in here a quick second here. Let's do that. Let's bring Johnny come in, and we'll. I know. So Johnny's from the California area. Maybe he knows about Mark Johnson. I'm not too sure. I do know from Mark from afar. He died at 40.
There's some originality there, Jimmy. You're working, baby. What I was dying to see was when I was in that truck, I didn't see a step. How did I get out of that fucker?
So I could tell there's new tools in the lab. Like, we all got new tools last week, and everybody's playing with the new shiny tools, and I love it, man. I love it. How are you, brother?
Well, that makes a lot of sense. So if they were kind of limited in what they could do, Jim, I'm sorry. I'll get off your back there, brother. So you were just dealing with you were at the end of the rope with the tools you had. So right on.
So speaking, we're having some tough conversations inside the house, Johnny. We'll drop it in the show later today, but we're trying to keep Jimmy in the lab because he's thinking about going to get a brand new job, a brand new career. Something about it starts with joy or something. So we're going to get to that conversation in the show here today.
Did it have to do with the knobs he was slobbing as a fluffer?
I'm telling you, man, it has to do with some crazy shit, man. That I'm not sure. So we're gonna have to have that chat coming up in the show here this morning. Maybe we'll have it while he's gone to Cheryl's show, so we can talk behind Jimmy's back. Hey, Johnny. So you grew up in California. I got to admit, I did not know.
Most of my childhood was in Oregon.
Yeah. But you spent time. Sorry, yes, yeah. But you spent time in Cali. I know you weren't a big skateboarder guy, or even really. I'm certain not a big part of it.
But I was terrible.
Yeah. Hey, Mark Johnson. Do you know that name at all? Because I know Tony Hawk.
He's a skateboarder, but I can't say I really don't keep up on those guys.
Yeah, me too. Yeah. So he unfortunately passed yesterday, 49 years old. He was a pretty influential dude in the industry. 49. He was tied. They haven't said yet. Actually, that hasn't been discussed. Just it's young, man. 49 years old, brother. Like, that's fucking super young. He was known for his technical, his inventive street skating, and he helped shape that early 2000 skate culture through Enjoy, Chocolat, Girl, and Lakai. And they named him Skater of the Year in 2007. So
it wasn't like he died doing a stunt. He just died.
Yeah. They haven't. No cause was disclosed. I'm going to just make some assumptions here, Johnny. At that younger age, perhaps it was an illness of some sort, but it's quite unfortunate. So all the love and respect and prayers to the Johnson family. Mark Johnson lost too early, man. 49 years old in this world. So, dude, how was your last 24 hours? Yeah. How was your last 24 hours?
It was good. Yeah, we had guests again. So Terry's Monroe instructors were here.
Oh,
they're still here. They're actually been right in the guest house in the side of the wall. So it's a really fun, stimulating conversation.
I was just gonna say that must be stimulating conversation, because conversation that's frank. It's out of the box, like it is, isn't it?
100%.
That's pretty cool, man. That's pretty cool. So what did you guys? So anything you can share? Like what was some of the themes?
They didn't get until about 4, so it's not like we had a ton of time. Okay. But I would say that one of the things I gathered from the conversation in the terms of them being instructors, they say they consider this, yes, they are instructors. Yes. They consider themselves more trainers. And what they mean by that is because all they're doing is showing a person the way to open their mind. It's like, they're almost like they just kind of show the path. They help the person get to the door, but the person has to go through the door themselves.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. It's walking somebody towards curiosity, right? There's one thing that I've learned on doing this show with you. There's certain people that walk towards curiosity and certain people that just have no interest in walking towards curiosity. They have their mind made up. They have their beliefs made up. And I can respect that. It's just unfortunate that somebody doesn't have the ability to ask more questions.
You could flip the coin on that and say they don't have their minds made up because they have no clue what they want. So they're just all they're doing is following their programming, which is wandering.
Yeah, I never thought about it that way. You're right. The mind is made up by actually not knowing what it's. Yeah,
the indecision is the decision.
Interesting. Yeah, maybe it's one of those situations where you graduate high school, university, and you don't make a decision, and then that's the person waking up in 20, 30, 40 years going, holy shit, I never really made a decision intentionally 30 years ago.
Well, 100%, right? If you think indecision is a decision.
Yeah, 100%. That's why you always hear me say on this show, I just want somebody to make a decision, right? Because at least draw a line and then defend it. And if you're wrong, you're wrong. If you're winning,
you just hit it on the head. Defend it.
Yes.
Because plenty of people make a decision and don't do a goddamn thing about it.
No. And I think one thing that I think we need to be reminded of, even if you're wrong, that's okay, because it's actually not wrong. You've gained an opportunity to learn. That's the other thing, right? It's like, oh, I'm wrong. No. Sure, you didn't have the right result, but you now have an opportunity to learn about how you can make it different next time. Right? It's just an entirely different way to look at it. A completely different way to look at it is what it is. Yeah.
I mean, we're all kind of coached or programmed into this perspective.
Yes.
Keeps us very controllable.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Good morning, JR. Good morning, JR McCullough joining us this morning. Yes, plant your flag. Hey, John, so I remember growing up like you did, where, we were told there was going to be an era where, biotechnology was going to help us live forever. Well, dude, with the way stuff's dropping these days, Eli Lilly dropped some more LDL cholesterol stuff a couple days ago. I don't want to get into that right now. The peptide world's changing. But, dude, so this month, a year ago, they approved this. It's starting this year. FDA approved Viz eye drops, man. So I know that you have eye issues and so do I, but these eye drops, man, they will actually give you near vision in about 30 minutes and keep it sharp for up to 10 hours. So guys like maybe you and I who have trouble seeing far, like it's called presbytopia, I guess it is. These eye drops actually make your eyes see stronger again.
So this is for people who can't see 40 feet away.
That's yes.
That's Terry right there.
Yeah. So one drop each day per eye. It's about $2 per day. The active ingredient is called acetylene, and it's a compound first used back. Hold on, I'm just going to grab it here. First used back in 1975 to treat glaucoma. And then, Johnny, they figured it could be repurposed to gently shrink the pupil, creating that pinhole effect. Because when we squint, right? We squint to see far, right? Well, apparently this drop does that to the eyes automatically. And they tested it in more than 30,000.
That's interesting because if I don't have my glasses, I'll squint right here and it works a little bit.
Okay.
So I can see you perfectly if you're 30 feet away. If you're 3 feet away, I can't tell what fucking color glasses you're wearing.
You have the opposite. You have the opposite. Because
I mean, you got to be further than my arm's reach. Inside my arm, I can't see shit.
So this is because presbyopia, the age-related slide that hits most people between our age, affects 120 million people. They expect, the World Health Organization has about 2 billion people have this challenge. But put a drop in your eye and you can now see far again. So that's pretty cool, man. That's really fucking cool. And we know that eyeglasses and contact lenses are that technology is moving along quite quickly. But I thought this was pretty neat. Put a drop in your eye and all of a sudden you can see better. Like that's like fucking superhero shit, Johnny.
Yeah, I mean it's interesting how it's works for a period of a day in 10 hours. And
I thought that too. Yeah, that's exactly it. And then, so here's another brand that we both grew up with that is getting just derided, just trashed right now online for hours. Jony Ive, the guy who developed the iPhone, iconic, Ferrari launched their electric vehicle yesterday. Hey, Kai, I think we got a clip on this one. If we do, run it. If not,
they really, God damn it. I had some fucking options that fucking expired. I was hoping this was going to happen during the options. God damn it.
So you know what? Had you been there, you would have made. I don't know where you're at, but their stock dropped yesterday significantly. I think 28%.
Well, I was going to say it because the first news about the electric car fucking crushed my options. But I thought, once it gets released, but I think so one way or the next, I was screwed.
Yeah.
Isn't it fucking crazy how that you just look at $7,000 just disappear out the door?
Yes,
it's like a fucking horse bet.
No, that's exactly it.
It took a long time for that race to get around a track.
But I gotta be honest with you, bro. Like I saw this thing when I saw it, I was like that is the big trashing of it is that it looks just too generic. And it doesn't look like that iconic Ferrari look. And I can't argue with it. Like you look there, this is pretty cool. Here's how you start it. So look at the key fob and the interior. It's I don't know. It just looks like it doesn't look like the most exciting vehicle. Except here's how you start it. You put the key fob like in this little ignition block there. And it's like the future. Press it and there you go.
Yeah, I mean Ferrari is a very, very specific.
Yes.
Those people, it's like it's almost like a cigar smoker. You don't fuck with his brand.
Yes.
This is it's almost like there's a people they enjoy that brand because there's more to it than just a car.
Yeah. Well, that's exactly it. I'll be honest with you. When I sold the business and I was looking to reward myself and have some fun, I ended up with the Tesla Roadster, as you know, wrapped up in the garage. I looked at buying a Ferrari. True story, actually. And I was actually in the market for one. The reason I didn't, Anderson, was because of the ongoing expense of driving and owning the vehicle. I was like,
good.
I'm telling you. Yes, it was one thing to own it. It's funny, John, because the story today is why are men who earn the most money financially sad? Well, I was going to buy the car. I was like, okay, here's the car price. And then they started telling me what it was going to cost to own the thing. I was like, holy shit.
That's my struggle with shopping for an airplane right now. It's like, fuck, are you kidding me? Jesus Christ, this thing could be sitting in a fucking hangar. It's going to cost me $1,500 a month.
Right.
What the fuck, dude? If I'm not ready to use this thing, it just doesn't make sense. I'm starting to look into a chair.
A chair back to the $7,000 that just floated away in your options, right? It's like
a share, where you can get like a quarter. You can buy like a quarter of it because I can justify, sub $500 a month.
Yes.
God damn it. If I'm not going to use something, it's going to cost me that kind of dough.
Yeah.
It's a concept. You know what I mean?
100% it is. 100% it is.
Kind of like your Ferrari would have sat in the garage, but it still would have been, as the clock moves forward, it needs fucking service on the clock.
Well, and then what I've learned is that like the service is expensive. To your point, it's like it can't wait an extra week, and then it becomes actually a big pain in the ass. And then one day Terry's like, John, I want to sell the airplane, and you're like, oh my god, now I gotta go through the whole fucking process of selling this goddamn thing.
There's a lot of like heavy hitters will say, if it floats or it flies, rent it.
Yes, it's exactly what I've heard. The same thing, actually. Yeah. Hey, coming up, Darren Mott. The guy spent 20 years and 2 days in the FBI. Johnny, we got an agent including the early days of cyber. He's a cyber agent. I'm kind of fascinated by this. We're going to talk. So what I want to learn from today is, we've talked here on the show about, my parents getting fucking crazy calls. You have kids. I got kids. The internet, AI, it's all changing, man. And let's talk to this guy about cyber shit and all this stuff that's happening that maybe we don't know about, or maybe he can teach us some stuff that we don't know about. But he says, former FBI cyber agent says hackers aren't breaking in. We're going to have that conversation coming up with Darren Mott in a few minutes this morning on Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, and Francis. Johnny, we've also been having some fun about NASA. Well, guess what? Yesterday, they unveiled their moon base. Kai, I think you got a clip for this one. If not, I'll talk about it. Yes, they unveiled it.
Were we talking about something similar with our guy last week?
Yeah, you're right. Marshall Porterfield. Yeah. So yesterday they actually unveiled their base they're building. So they put their timeline up. So over the next, 15 years or so, they're going to build this base, and they showed the lunar rovers. And of course, here's all the artist renditions. But again, I go back to, you and I growing up, looking at the moon and hearing about going to the moon. Well, now they're talking about, I'd say in our lifetime, Anderson, we will be reporting on the show about people living on the moon, having sex on the moon, having moon babies, and dying on the moon. So it's coming. There it is right there. It's actually coming.
You think dying on the moon? Well, maybe not dying of old age. Well, yeah. I guess it depends on how old they are when they get up there.
Yes, yeah. Well, and we talked about it on the show about a year ago. So because of this, they also unveiled moon time. So there's now like a time. So when you go to the moon, so that we can synchronize time, right? So Johnny's over on moon time, Keith's on some time. But let's be frank here. There is going to be babies born on the moon,
for sure,
and someone's going to die on the moon, right? So that's going to happen.
As it unfolds, there's going to be it's going to be interesting to see like things that, like, I would call it like a hidden expense. I don't know if it's an expense, but there's just all these things that, as you get deeper into it, oh God, you got to factor this, and oh God, got to factor that. It's going to be curious to see all the little things that we take for granted that have to be factored in, that create challenges that we have to create solutions for.
Yes, exactly. Good morning, Lauren. Good morning, my love. Saw her crushing on the treadmill this morning. So John, I man, I've been having troubles getting a hold of my dad lately. I'm not sure where he is. My mom was saying Dad's been out kind of wandering around lately. And I found a picture. Jimmy, Kai, this might be my dad wandering around Florida, busted by exposing himself around apartment complex, walking around in a thong. No,
that guy looks like he belongs in a thong.
I know he does. So, dude, this guy's 79.
Because, when you see this guy, the first thing you think of is, it's like when you see a 700-pounder. The first thing is, what does this fucker look like naked?
Well, I do know, yes. Well, this one here, he's walking around the complex wearing only a G-string and flashing himself and giving lewd gestures. And so he was arrested. 79 years old, still getting after it. I love you, Dad. I'm just joking because my dad watches the show here. So that's funny, man. 79. Johnny, still in the thong. Thong, just to string up his ass.
I wonder what he did for the 79 years he was on the planet.
I wonder what he did. Well, hey, I got a fun segment. This committed segment. I love watching this shit with you. Hey, Kai, let's put this one up here. Kai, look at this. So imagine this job. Like, this is committed, man. Your whole day, literally. Look at this. Could you? Like, that's it. That's your job. Just fucking grabbing.
Well, you could, but why would you want to?
Well, that's what I mean. Why would you want to?
Well, I'll tell you why.
I know that's
got a really good fucking retirement plan.
Benefits. No, Johnny, that's the guy that woke up and didn't make a decision. It was the indecision. Now he's driving the barrel moving.
Well, that could be that guy, or it could be even worse. He's the guy that made a decision to do that for 40 fucking years so he could have good benefits.
Good morning, Jess of the USC out there. Good morning. We got Petro out there as well. When you die, I'd rather being buried, you just float off into space. Yeah, well, there you go. Yeah, there's Petro's comments that when you die, you can just float off into space. There's something to be said for that. Well, Johnny, it was funny because you had a good question for Marshall Porterfield. If you pissed in space, like, would you pee on yourself? It was a good question.
You said you'd get a lot of that shit up in your face.
Yeah, yes, that's exactly it. Yeah.
I thought, well, God damn it, I'm going to be a little more careful of taking a piss.
Oh my God. Coming up, Darren Mott, our cyber hacker, joining us this morning on Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, and friends. And before we do that here, so we've been talking the moon and all that kind of craziness, the stuff that we have, been watching grow up. Well, yesterday, the little man over across the other side of the pond, I don't think you got a clip, Kai, so there's no need to run it. I'm just going to talk about it with Johnny quickly before we bring Darren Mott in. That little man, the little guy who has height problems, Kim Jong-un, he actually shot a guided nuclear warhead, AI-driven nuclear warhead off of North Korea yesterday into the ocean. So
dude, I was in Japan.
Yes.
And he fired some shit off right over the top of us and landed in the fucking ocean.
Oh, seriously?
Yeah, we're on a tour bus. And we get the fucking announcement, like, what the fuck, man?
Oh, seriously?
Yeah. And even more so because the Japanese are so by the book.
Yes, yeah.
I'm like, holy Christ, man! I would have been much happier not by the book on this one. Just don't tell me.
Well, apparently they shot a couple of AI guided tactical cruise missiles, and when I read about this, I thought of what's that? Those movies we grew up with, $1 Million. What the fuck? That dude, the Michael Myers. Anyways, I just thought
Halloween.
No, not Halloween. No, the little Mike Austin Powers.
Oh yeah, the $1 million.
Yeah. I'm thinking of Austin Powers and the little fucking character.
Dr. Evil.
Dr. Evil. That's exactly what I'm thinking about. This fucking whack job over there.
Dude, I told you when I went over to North Korea, I got to go in their basically. I mean, they showed us what they wanted us to see.
Yes,
but dude,
yes.
Never been inside of a building with this much like. I don't even know what you would say, like 50-foot fucking ceilings, crazy gold trim, just unbelievable. Like, solid brick. I would assume it was marble. Where you're talking about you're talking about whole rooms of one slab of some sort of stone.
Wow. Like just massive spaces, eh?
Well, in spaces and just the way that it was put together. Have you ever been in like a room that's 30 by 30, you can't find a fucking seam on the goddamn ground.
That's fucking cool. Yes.
And you got to look closer for stuff like that. It's like, what? You normally wouldn't even look at something like that.
I know exactly what you mean, because your brain goes, how did they construct this? How did they get this material here? How is it built? Right. Yeah. That's some really cool shit. All right. Speaking of cool shit, we got a guy who spent 20 years and 2 days in the FBI. Yes, he's an agent, including the early cyber days when we were probably all going to www. Here comes a cyber attacker. We're going to bring him into the show.
Isn't it www.http//?
No, the other way around. https://www.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
What was it, 1998 with Keith and John this morning? Let's bring him in. Sophia Grant, Darren Mott, Keith and John this morning on Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, and friends.
Nobody thinks the weak spot is them until one rushed morning turns into a cleanup they can't afford. Unreused password, one fake invoice, one link that looked boring enough to trust. That's the part Darren Mott wants people to understand. The attack often starts with ordinary human behavior. Darren spent 20 years and 2 days inside the FBI, watching those ordinary mistakes become real investigations. Only 16 of 56 FBI field offices had dedicated cyber squads. Darren landed on one of them in Charlotte. From there, the work got heavier. Computer intrusions, child exploitation, counterterrorism leads, counterintelligence threats hiding in plain sight. At FBI headquarters, he built a national program blending counterintelligence and cyber across all 56 field offices. The uncomfortable lesson is simple. Criminals don't always need movie-level hacks when human behavior keeps handing them keys. Today, he runs Gold Shield Cyber and co-founded Five Eyes Ltd, helping businesses understand threats, assess risk, and proceed wisely. His message to small business owners is blunt. You're not too small. You're often just underprepared. Scams are getting smoother. TikTok raises bigger questions, but the first defense is still boring hygiene. Passwords, updates, awareness, rules smart people hate until the morning they become the cautionary tale. Nation, let's welcome Darren to the big show.
Johnny, let's have some fun. We're going to talk some AI scams, some small business denial, some TikTok risk, ransomware, and all that boring crap that we talk cyber. Let's bring him in, Sophia, Darren Mott, into Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, and friends. What's going on, Darren?
Gentlemen, pleasure to be here. I loved your intro. I wish I looked like that. That'd be fantastic if that was the case.
Well, you're better looking in real life.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah. Where are you joining us from today?
Huntsville, Alabama.
Nicely done. So I gotta set it, Johnny. He sent me a message yesterday. He's like, I don't know if I can hold something so effective. I don't know if I can hold the same kind of table as some of your previous guests. And I thought to myself, no, I think you're going to be pretty fine, my friend. So excited to have you here, Darren, and get into some of the.
As long as you don't come on here and try to sell something called the magic juice, we're fine.
No, that's my night job. I don't do that during the day.
Well, there you go. Well, there's the low end of the scale for you right there. I had to run that poor bastard out of here. I was like,
oh, did we? Yeah. Go back and listen to that one, Darren. Hey, Darren. So I'm gonna make an assumption here. I'm thinking you're probably the same age as John and I. I'm 5'4". We're both 54, but we're about the same. 48, 50,
60.
Holy shit!
Dude, looking good, brother.
Whoa. Must have something to do with the no hair. Johnny, I think I'm learning something, man. Between you and the Whitakers and Darren.
Listen, nobody, this whole thing that you got going, nobody falls for this shit. You pull that hat off and you put 15 years on your life instantly.
So, Darren, I ask you that because you were around when Johnny and Keith were trying to figure out whether it was www.https or it was https www. And then all of a sudden, everybody's house got opened up to what Darren does for a living. Talk about the early days and then now about cybercrime and internet crime and people getting hacked and scammed, and teach us some crazy shit, brother.
So originally it was HTTP. There was no S. There was no security because
you're right. Yeah.
Stuff is developed without security in mind. It's like all of your devices all your IoT devices, there's no security divided in all that. But if you remember, thanks to Al Gore, the internet was created in 1988. And so
can we fact check that guy? But you're right, there was no S. That's right.
Yep. And the first got to remember, with every technology, and including the internet when it started, the first people that figure out how to use it the best are the criminals.
Yes,
they're figuring out how to compromise that. And so for the FBI, they didn't really start working cyber crimes until 1992, and that was a crimes against children case. Actually, my supervisor in my first field office in Charlotte, she was the case agent on it. She bought the first computer in the FBI in 1993.
Seriously,
or the first undercover computer. I'm sure they had some kind.
I was going to say you can't tell where the FBI went until 1993 without a goddamn computer.
Without a computer to do investigative.
Okay, yeah, I was like, holy shit, we're not as safe as we think we are here, are we?
Well, I'll be honest with you. In 2000, when I got to my first field office, we were running MS-DOS, like for our basic back-end stuff. It was all, the mouse didn't do anything. You had to tab through if you wanted to put stuff in stuff like that. It took a while to get to Windows 7 maybe, or what? That was
it was 95 or it was, yeah.
Or 2000, it's 2000. But so the FBI just didn't think. I mean, honestly, I'd tell a joke that when I got in the FBI, we spelled cyber with an I instead of.
So Darren, break it down for Keith and John. Like, let's get real simple. Like, what was your job in the early days? Like, what was that like? You logged into a computer and looked for bad guys. I'm just going to kind of start the conversation. What does that mean?
It wasn't even that, really. It was, we waited for people to call in and say, hey, this happened to me. Can you help me? And so one of the big things, the big thing at the initial piece was crimes against children. That was the big cases we had because there was a lot of online pornography. So we had what are called innocent images programs, which were basically those were guys who went undercover into chat rooms and found people that were trading pornography and would try to identify them.
So I go in undercover as the kid or whatever it is, and I try to get John to communicate with me something.
Right.
Yeah, I see.
But my first couple of cases were at a company call and say, hey, we had this guy, someone's in our system and we have a denial of service. We can't get anything to work. And I'll be honest with you, those first several years, no one was going to jail for any of this stuff because they were all overseas. They were hard to find.
Oh, shit.
But I ended up having a source in 2001 that was involved in what was called the ware scene. And these were guys who would crack every piece of software. So if you wanted Windows, you could get it for free on the internet. If you wanted, an Xbox game, you could get it for free because they were all cracked. They cracked all the encryption.
Yeah. I remember I was getting that shit too.
Yeah. So he was part of those groups. And so I did a 5-year undercover where basically I did everything. I was the case agent. I was the online agent. I was the finance agent. You look at these, don't watch FBI shows and think, wow, that looks pretty cool. They have all these people doing stuff. They don't. Do it all yourself.
One guy wearing different hats.
Right, exactly. Yeah. So I built this large 12 terabyte network which in 2001, 2002 was huge. And all these bad actors would send me all of their evidence. Basically, we cracked all this stuff, and we're gonna store it in your system because we told them, well, we're located in Canada.
So am I. So hold on. So I'm in Canada, which is fascinating, Darren. So this is fascinating. So Johnny, so what he's saying, I believe you said that you acted as the bad guy. And then you told all the other bad guys, you're a bad guy. Let's be bad guys together. Send me all your bad stuff to Canada so that we can. No shit.
Yeah. Well, now keep in mind, I was not in Canada.
I know, but you told all the bad guys that you were in Canada so that they could safely put their stuff in Canada.
Because they wouldn't put it in the United States.
No.
Yes. Correct. So yeah. So I had people from all over the U.S. and all over the world sending me stuff all the time. And this was
Brother, why Canada of all places?
Because they figured, they thought Canada wouldn't prosecute. They figured it's safer than the U.S. If we put it in Canada, they're not going to come get me because I can.
Why not Jamaica or someplace like that?
That's a good question. I don't know.
I'm going to make an assumption. I think because Canada, U.S. kind of like there's a line there. You kind of just don't really pay attention to it. It's kind of there. To Darren's point, it's like it's probably safe because Canada and U.S. are kind of the same as what I think.
I'm just thinking of if I'm a criminal, I'm thinking I don't want to just be across the line from the guy that's going to whoop my ass. I want to be way the hell away.
I'll tell you why, because I had my ISP was able to mask my final location. So if you did what's called trace route, you could trace route. Like if I knew, I could take your StreamYard account here and I could trace route it and figure out where in Canada you are. And John, you're in California, right? Where you are in California, right? I could figure out, kind of get close to it.
Gotcha.
They masked mine so that the last 3 dots said nothing. And so we would say, well, those last 3 dots are what gets you to Canada. So Jamaica would have been too many dots. I don't think I could have made
there was a story behind why it was Canada, but it was ultimately just to separate from the U.S. I got you.
Yeah.
Okay.
And at the time, they all believed it.
Cool.
They're criminals aren't the brightest bulbs in the batch, so they sure sounds makes sense to me.
It's like another sicko's joining the club. This is great.
Right, exactly. And the funny thing was, in 2004, I ended up arresting 20 of them. And I didn't get burned, and my undercover kept going. So I went another year, and then arrested 20 more. And the second time, I actually arrested 7 in other countries. So I arrested 7 in Israel, Germany, the UK, 3 in Canada. So I ended up having an international part to that too, which was so I was kind of the only case. We had multiple cases that kind of did this because it wasn't just my office. There were some others, but
I remember because I'm a nerdy guy and I grew up with all this stuff. I remember when FBI and Interpol started talking about doing stuff together because it was like, we got our stuff over here. They got their stuff. It was like a connection point. Am I wrong, Darren? Where it was like, you guys had to figure out how to work together in this new world.
Sure. Well, you have to, because once the stuff is in the Netherlands, I had a case in the Netherlands with a botnet, which was a very humorous story about how he got arrested. But we had to actually work with the Dutch police, and it takes a long time because you have to send out what are called mutual legal assistance treaties. And they're just these long documents the Department of Justice puts together. Said, please help us with this case. Here's our information. And they be going from that. So it takes a long time to get to that point. But a lot of these guys, they're
a long time. So everybody understands long time. Month, year,
6 months, 6 months before you can even get it out the door. And then another 6 months before the other law enforcement agency even starts doing something. Now I will say the Dutch are much better. The Dutch were very good partners. They were very quick to do stuff. They put all sorts of resources into it. It was fantastic. The Russians, on the other hand, I went to Russia 3 times.
Oh yeah.
They helped me with nothing other than I got drunk and got to walk through the Hermitage 3 times.
Darren Mott, FBI agent, hanging out this morning. This is awesome, man. I'm loving this conversation. So Darren, Johnny, let's put him on the spot. I'm going to go right here with him right now. Did the FBI invent Bitcoin?
No, they didn't. The FBI invented nothing.
Did the CIA invent Bitcoin?
No.
No.
Why don't you just go right to the heart? Do you know who invented Bitcoin?
Next question. Or did the NSA invent Bitcoin? Or Darren, who invented Bitcoin?
It was some tech dude who we'll never know for whatever reason. This guy. I believe the real story. Trust me, the government is not smart enough to do that.
Well, dude, if it took them 800 years to buy their first cyber computer, maybe you're onto something there.
Well, let me tell you, I'll give you a perfect technology equivalent, right? So there was a tool actually built by Canadians that helped to parse through pornography images. In other words, so if we would arrest someone, we would get terabytes of, or not maybe terabytes, but gigabytes of information off their computer that had thousands and thousands of images. And you as an agent have to go through each one individually and said, that is child pornography, that is not child pornography. And you get another case and it's the same images. So this tool by this Canadian company would say, okay, yes, you've already tagged this tool. So we'll go through and say, okay, you've tagged these 5,000 images.
Yeah.
The same 5,000 are now on this case. So you don't have to go through and individually do that.
Yeah.
I was able to get approval to use it. I was the first office in Cleveland. I was a supervisor of the cyber squad in Cleveland, and we got access to it. 6 months later, a branch of the FBI that kind of builds tools, but they take forever to build it, and it's stupid because as opposed to just using commercial tools, said, well, you didn't go through the right process for approval, so you can't use it anymore. Do you have something that I can use? No.
Dude.
So, I mean, so to think that the government, I mean, look at, and let's go to Cyber News and look up hacking. Who got hacked today? I guarantee a U.S. government entity got hacked somewhere because they're not smart enough to even do the right security.
So Darren, I don't expect you to know my background. I was in the moderation industry back when the internet was coming to life. So I was doing what you're talking about myself, actually looking at images and content to make sure they were appropriate for like the marketing advertising industry. I remember that Canadian company as was developing that image software because we were looking at images and videos before they were going online to make sure they were appropriate. So I can kind of relate to some of the stuff you're talking about. And I remember as that company was developing that. Darren, talk about for a few moments as you were developing that network that when you to catch the bad guys, you started opening up to everybody. I gotta think those first few days, your brain, your heart, your gut was just disgusted by the stuff that you first started seeing come to you. Am I correct?
Oh, sure. You're talking the child pornography cases?
Yeah. Those first few days when you kind of start going, oh my God. And then do you have kids?
I do too. Yeah, 2 adult kids now.
And then separating all that in your head. So talk a little about that, Darren, because I can't imagine how difficult that was.
Right. It's very hard on the agents who have to do this day in and day out. And there's a requirement in the FBI that if you work these cases, you have to have a psychological profile done once a year. So they actually send us to Virginia to a special place that does psychological background testing.
So basically, you want to make sure you're not getting fucked up too badly.
Right. Exactly. Yeah, because it's. I'll tell you. If you want a bad story, I can tell you a bad story of a case. This was it was one of the first cases I worked. It wasn't my case, but our whole squad worked on it because it was that bad. And it turns out, so the background is that there was a Norwegian. I think Norway sent us some images that they had in a child pornography case, and it had a crest on the little girl's shirt. Jacket. It turned out to be a elementary school in Raleigh, North Carolina. Yeah. So we did some research. We went to the school and said, "Do you recognize this girl?" And they said, "Yes, it's this girl." And we ended up going and investigating. It was the father who was abusing her.
Oh my God.
And so we ended up raiding the house, and so there was one agent that had to go through all the videos and images this guy had. He was traveling he was an engineer for a company in Raleigh, and he was traveling to conferences and taking a 17-year-old kid with him and filming himself abusing the kid on these trips, and had all those videos on the computer. So there's one agent, he said, "I can't watch this. I cannot watch this anymore." He took about a day going through. I can't do this anymore. I'm not watching this crap. And it was
that's where that father part of you, gets on a plane and goes and just whoops that dude's ass.
Yeah,
100%. I'm going to put my badge away for the day, and I'm just going to go be a good human. I'm going to whoop the shit out of this fucking weirdo who's doing these wrongful things to a child.
Yep, and the good thing is he got 99 years. He's never going to get out of. But that young girl is scarred for life, right?
But Darren,
there's other stuff I don't want to share here. That's just.
In 17, for God's sake. I mean, that 17 is like there was way too much awareness at that point. I mean, holy Toledo.
My goodness. Darren Mott, myself, and John Anderson having some fascinating conversation on Mornings in Live with Keith, John, and friends. We're going to lighten it up a little bit. Darren, what do you do to take care of yourself? Do you get into the gym? Do you lift weights?
That made me kind of sick, to be honest. That curved my innards.
And the sad thing is it continues on now, right? But
it does continue happening right now. It's only getting,
That's why I don't watch the news, man. I mean, when I became a father, I was like, the news was like, just filling my head with all this terrible shit about kids and what was happening. I was like, this is changing me. And I was like, I'm not going to watch this. That's literally when I made a decision. I'm not watching the news anymore.
I'm actually writing a book on how to protect your kids online because there's so much of it going on now. That's just parents just aren't aware. They want to be friends. Right?
Yeah.
They want to be friends with their kids. They want to monitor what their kids are doing.
So Darren, talk about what John said. Like, so you as a human being, Darren Mott, how have you managed your heart, your brain, your fatherhood, your cynicism as a human being?
I guess I've been lucky. I've been able to kind of partition it off, right? So so there's a lot of compartmentalization in the FBI. And I was kind of able to do that mentally, I guess, because certainly I've seen a lot of images, arrested a lot of scummy people, and you just kind of have to separate it from one for the other when you're gone for the day. Because my wife and kids knew I couldn't really talk much about my job, especially when I got into the counterintelligence piece, because I actually moved from cyber and created a cyber counterintelligence unit in the FBI that never existed before. So I was dealing not only with the cyber stuff, but with Chinese and Russian actors that were stealing secrets. So I could never talk about, I can never write a book on any of that stuff because it's all classified.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Could you, actually, you got me thinking about something. Could you, in theory, like write a book as if it was like a fiction or like a detective or like a pretend? That's how you could,
like Jack Carr. You ever read Jack Carr stuff?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, so exactly. So his first several books, there's stuff that's redacted in it because if any book I write, like I have a book right now called Digital Hostage. So like when women separate from their husband and they end up doing cyber stuff against them, how to kind of how to get around that kind of stuff, how to work through that. There's nothing in there that's FBI case related. Nothing other than just here's what I know you should do. I still have to send that to FBI headquarters for them to say, yes, you can go ahead and publish this. My first book was the same way. There were no FBI cases. There was no FBI specific information. But yes, to answer your question, if I wanted to write a fictional book, I could certainly do that. But they would still have to review it to make sure I didn't put anything in there I shouldn't have.
Oh, interesting. Wow. Darren and Keith and John this morning on Mornings Live with Keith, John, and friends. Hey, last weekend we had the enhanced games. Johnny, we talk about Thor often on the show. Check this out. Thor tried the 515 kilogram dead. John, I didn't realize it, but he didn't get it.
He missed it. Yeah.
Yeah. He missed it.
Right above the knees.
Yeah. And this is it. This is where, so talk that through with me.
Well, usually, see, when it comes down, once you get above the knees, I mean, enough above the knees, the technique's called ride the thighs. That's what he was trying to do. See, his legs weren't straight. If he could have turned that corner just a little bit, at that point, but you could see him leaning back, trying to sink his hips through.
Yes.
Like this. You think about, like, when you're teaching someone that technique, you don't think about pulling the bar up. You think about get your knees to the other side of the bar. That makes sense. So you're trying to slide your knees under the bar and you're dragging it up your thighs, which is then drastically reducing the weight in your hands because part of it is supported by your thighs. He was just an inch from being able to stuff his knees under there. See that? See him? You could see him start to push.
I know.
He couldn't quite make it.
Well, when
with that kind of weight, as soon as the momentum stops, that weight is going up or down. You're not holding that thing in the middle somewhere.
Yeah, there's no momentum. It was funny because when I saw that too, John, where it's like in his head, it's like, okay, I just got to get over a bunch of my knees because once I get over my knees, I can go back, and he just couldn't do it. It's like that.
Yeah.
It was,
And that's the weight where you got one shot. He's not coming back to that. You know, it's like a lot of times you'll see a guy that comes back. He's got one go at that.
Yeah, it looked like me doing 200 yesterday.
Darren Mott joining us this morning with Keith and John this morning on Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, and friends. Hey, so you can rant about TikTok for hours. We don't have a lot of hours, but I will say though, you did offer you can stick around. So I'd love for you to stick around after the top of the second hour. That'd be great.
Yeah.
What is it about TikTok? Talk to us.
It's a Chinese collection platform. The only reason TikTok exists is for China to collect information on Western people.
So hold on, because here's my chance to rant for a quick second.
Sure.
I find this is the ultimate hypocrisy of humanity, right? It's because you're absolutely right. We all want to give, and we're just giving China everything back to us, like just giving it back to them. But it's no different than Facebook in America, no different than X in America. It's the same thing.
No, exactly. I've heard that argument, and I have a counter argument to you for that.
All right, let's go. Let's do it.
If Facebook or LinkedIn or Instagram abuses your data, you can sue them. You can sue them, and they're not using it to figure out how to take down the United States. You can argue that might be right. But generally, it's not good for their business model if the U.S. goes away.
Yeah,
China is certainly looking to compromise and become the hegemonic leader in the world. So
I would argue they already are. I would suggest to you they are. When I saw Xi and the administration last week in China, I would suggest to you that whole 2 days was okay, we're now here.
Well, if you look at the Ray Dalio 500-year,
yeah,
it's already in the U.S.'s cycle is here, and China's coming here. It's just a matter of, I mean, to go far enough back, India was the major power. They had the reserve currency.
Well, but think about it from a collection platform from this perspective, right? So you have 14, 15-year-old kids today that are using TikTok all day long, all their face, all their biometrics are there. In 10, 15 years, those are the people that we want to be CIA officers and NSA officers and FBI agents, people that do the stuff to protect the country. And they have to do some of that in covert manners that allow them to travel outside the U.S. to gather information and gather intelligence to help the U.S. not lose everything. And now China knows who they are. So they're effectively useless because China knows exactly who they are and all that kind of stuff. So they can't have that job. They can go be, they can go work FBI organized crime if they want or stuff like that. And again, I'm not saying everybody, but even like military people. Like,
you're right. Anybody today who's 20 years old, 15 years old, if they wake up at 30 that want to have that job, they can't. Fascinating. We're going to keep that conversation.
I'll give you one other piece on TikTok. So there's a GPS collection piece of the stuff that downloads when you download TikTok, and it will map where you go. So their idea there was they want all of these military people to have it because now you're walking around the base with TikTok and even if you're not using it, it's on your phone. The tracker's there and it maps out the facility.
Well, so it's interesting we're having this conversation because as I said, I'm up here in Canada. I have my own challenges with all of that. We'll leave that aside for a different conversation.
Sure,
I find it humorous that my wonderful government has decided to allow 40,000 BYD vehicles into our country to drive around and collect data. And so I know that America's not letting those vehicles in, but I haven't seen anybody say that I can't sell my BYD vehicle to you in America.
Right.
That to me was fascinating.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, I think actually there was a Huawei vice president arrested in Canada?
Yes, 100%. Yes, exactly. Yeah. So how are you feeling about the deep fake world we're living in these days?
Oh, it is nuts. I mean, I at this point, I mean, I'll be honest, I'm an ex-scroller just to stay on top of information and news.
Yeah.
And it's like I spend half the time saying, okay, this does not seem right. So let me go. I got to do extra research to make sure it's real or false. Or I mean, there's so much AI generated slop and the problem is the algorithm feeds it to you. So you read one thing about I went on an airplane and someone had my seat.
Yeah.
And so I had to get in a fight with them. Now I'm getting all these airplanes. I mean,
it's unbelievable. And you just got to watch one video to the end and you're going to get 100 more of them.
Well, not even watch. If you linger for a half second as you're scrolling, because all of a sudden Darren walks by, hey Darren, and I linger, and I don't even know I'm lingering. Next thing you know, I got fucking 5,000 more of those airplane videos. Same thing.
Yeah. Now from the deep fake piece, at least there are companies starting to come out that allow you to determine if it's real or not.
Yeah.
Who's going through that effort, right? Most people aren't going to pay for the service. And most of these are commercial services that want to make money. So yeah, I tell everybody, you gotta be skeptical of everything. And the problem is from a crime perspective, if now you're getting emails that no longer can you say, well, that's clearly a scam because I can see that he can't spell the word separate because it's spelled incorrectly. But now the emails are all written correctly. Images look real. And people continue to be naive on computer related messaging. They just
Yeah. And so what I find fascinating about it too, and I don't know who gave this advice, but it was when you're seeing an image or a video today, the best advice you can give yourself is how your gut feels about it. And if your gut's giving you that feeling that it doesn't seem real, it's probably not real. And I found that advice actually quite succinct because it really goes back to just feel what your gut says, because that gut's going to tell you what's happening up here is probably not real.
But that would mean that you're a person who's actually in tune.
Yeah, well, yes.
I mean, how many people? I mean, you think a fucking a goddamn Big Mac and a supersized fries and a fucking extra large Coke is going to help you get a good gut feeling?
No, not at all. Not at all. I love it.
My Chick-fil-A sandwich this morning is not giving me a good gut feeling.
Darren, don't be dropping that, brother. All right, Darren's gonna stick around with us for some extra time here on Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, and friends. We're gonna do a lifestyle tip. We're gonna reset and come back and continue the conversation with Darren, as well as why the men who earn the most are generally the most unhappy. That conversation is gonna come up at the top of the second hour. Myself, John, and Darren this morning on Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, and friends.
All right. So the lifestyle tip's supposed to be getting you to think, ask some questions of yourself. Well, here's the start. Most people don't know how bad they feel until they finally feel good. But what does it take to feel good? Let's break it down to the most simple level. We all know that if we don't brush our teeth, we're not going to keep our teeth. Well, parlay that a little further. We don't take care of our health, we're going to lose our health. A little further, we don't take care of our minds, we're going to lose our memory. So are you one of these people who is basically made a decision by not making a decision? Because remember, indecision is a decision, to just let your life kind of slowly drift in this direction where you're not really grabbing the bull by the horns. You're not grabbing light by the short and curlies. Think about this. Are you actually doing something in your life to make sure that you are moving in the right direction versus the wrong? Because most people think that this is it. This is how they feel. This is how it works. Well, that's all based upon you not making a decision and following through. So what have you done today? What are you going to do tomorrow to make your life a little bit better? Because all it takes is little tiny steps every day, little bits of effort every day to actually move your life in the right direction. So when I said in the beginning, do you know what it's like to feel good? Most people don't know how bad they feel till they finally feel good. Is this you? Have you ever felt good? Well, I can promise you this. If you're not putting effort in to this whole equation, you are one of these people. Rock and roll.
Good morning. Welcome back to Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, and friends. You're jumping into hour 2 on the big show we call Mornings in the Lab for the generation that we call next. That is us. You're hanging out with myself, John, and our guest, FBI cyber agent Darren Mott, having some awesome conversations. Stuff that, man, you're not going to find anywhere else. Hey, we start this network every single Monday through Friday, 7:30 Eastern time. Cheryl Whitaker's on right now over on the It Starts With Joy channel. We got Matt Roof starts every single morning at 7:30 with us. And, of course, what's going on, Dragon? Good morning, Dragon. And we got Sullivan dropping interesting cloning voices an issue, too. An elderly woman thought it was Keanu Reeves who called her after several emails and gave all her back. And Dragon Master's also saying hi to John. We got some breaking news dropping this morning. Producer Jimmy might be getting a second job and leaving us. We're going to talk about that job he might be going to. It might have something to do with joy. That's coming up, as well as the continued conversation with myself, John, Darren, and why the men who earn the most money might be the most unhappiest. Kai, let's get it rocking. The deep dive, Keith, John, and Darren starts right now on Mornings in the Lab.
You're not wealthy, you're expensive. Big paycheck, zero ownership, and you keep calling it providing.
High income can hide low net worth. The number on the check isn't the score. What you keep is.
The lifestyle grows faster than the man. New car, bigger house, more pressure, same savings. That's the trap.
This isn't math, it's identity. If you see yourself as an earner, not an owner, you'll spend to stay successful.
We'll show the shift. Income to equity, ego to assets, payday to ownership, so the money finally stops running your life.
If your job vanished tomorrow, how long could your lifestyle survive? That answer tells the truth. Let's talk.
Darren, opinions and comments on our use of AI on our show.
It's impressive.
Talk to me. You do this stuff you watch, you witness, you observe. Talk to us about. And I'm not looking for patronage. I'm looking just for your observations because I know you've been paying attention. So thoughts?
Well, it's really well put together. I mean, you can't. It's hard to tell that's all your intro stuff is AI generated. I mean, the background certainly you can tell that, but the individuals who you use, it's great scripting and it's well put together.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. We're working hard at it. We're trying to create a brand new format, a brand new experience here that nobody's had before. So we're doing it right here in the lab. Hey, Charlie, good time. I encourage you to stick around to the bottom of the hour here, my brother. I got something for you with one of our good OGs, Charlie. Hey, Darren, do you know good? I'm thinking you know dudes. Keith and Johnny know dudes that they earn the most. They get the most money. They're keeping up with Jones guys, but they're the most financially broken.
Do I know those people? No, I sadly I don't. I wish I knew those people, but I don't run in those circles. I'll be honest with you. I was a federal employee for 22 years, and
but I gotta think there's guys that you observe that have they have all the fancy stuff, but they got the big bills, and they're just trying to keep up the bills. It's like the keeping up with the Joneses lifestyle.
Yeah, I will say so. My first boss out when I left the FBI, I went to work for a clear defense contractor. We had a big Army contract, and he's certainly a wealthy gentleman, but I mean. He had a lot of biz for businesses, and he would intermix those businesses with, like, for example, we were building a cybersecurity operations center, but he also had a furniture shop. So the furniture shop built all the furniture for the cybersecurity operations center, and he had a skate park that he had to get rid of because he couldn't afford it anymore. So certainly he was well extended. And I've driven by that office on weekends as I could go to where I play pickleball. Yeah. And he's there working on weekends, Saturdays, Sundays. He's always there. Plus he's 75 pounds overweight, and that might be generous number. He's had several medical issues. He's younger than me, I think, or
that's the guy I was talking about in the lifestyle tip right there.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Well, what I find fascinating with this too, though, is that there's this idea of fake wealth, right? And Darren, I got to think you have seen a ton of it in the cybersecurity, cyber crime world. We see it on all the platforms today. Create fake wealth to create fake urgency, and then make that fake money by scamming you. Fair?
Absolutely. I mean, Bernie Madoff is the perfect example.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, because people believe, especially internet stuff. They like the gentleman who mentioned Keanu Reeves calling the lady and she gave all her bank information. People want to believe it, and then it becomes a psychological problem because you have to prove that the money you're spending is really going to something, right? So, like a perfect example. This lady came in the office in Cleveland 16 years ago. She had won the lottery online. Right, she'd won a $2 million lottery online, but she had to send like tax money over. And by the time she came into our office, I said, "How much have you sent over?" And she had sent $200,000.
Oh my God!
But it becomes a self-perpetuating problem where you have to justify to yourself that I got to be right on this. Same thing with these guys you're talking about. Is they gotta be right in what they're doing, so they have to keep spending more to get more to look.
Dude, I literally had a buddy of mine, crazy. So he calls me, and he's a great dude, but over the course of our adult lives, I've given him many loans, pretty small ones though, sub $10,000 loans here and there. And he's always great. He always pays me back nice and slow, but I don't care. He's just one of those guys, and I'm happy to help him. He calls me one day. He's like, "Dude, I think I finally did it." He goes, "I got all this. I made this blah, blah, blah. And I got all this money in this trading account, and I can get out. Like I can get it all, but I need to pay the tax on it first." I'm like, "Dude, this doesn't sound right to me." I said, "Dude, don't do this." And he's like, "Well, I can't." He goes, "And if you don't give me the money, I can't do it." I said, "Well, good." Anyway, long and short of it, I went and asked a few people, and like, "No, this is a fucking hustle." Anyway, long and short of it, the money he put in, of course, wasn't a ton of money, but they made it look like it was a bunch. Never paid the taxes, and once they realized that he wasn't going to give anything, done.
Was it a cryptocurrency scam?
Yeah.
Yep. That's the largest cyber crime in the U.S. year on year over the last 3 years is cryptocurrency. It's called pig butchering. He got pig butchered.
So get into that. Is it because it's so, I'll use easy to do crypto? Is that what it is?
Yeah. So what happens is, like, so you'll get and I'm sure you've gotten this, Keith, on LinkedIn, where, "Hey, I'm really impressed with your profile.
Yeah.
Can we, I'd like to learn more from you." And it turns out to, I work in jewelry, and somehow I'm Chinese. They're always Chinese women. I always send the images, right? Yes. So they want to get you off of LinkedIn to WhatsApp. So anytime they want to get off whatever platform you're starting on to something else, it's a scam. But
dude, I just had a lady you sent me a message on WhatsApp. It's a big brick about all this impressive shit about me. And I'm like, my response was very simple. "Do we know each other?" She said, "Well, not directly." Block.
Right. So they get in that conversation and they say, "Hey, I have this cryptocurrency platform. You can make 10 times your money, right? And I'm sure what happened to your friend, John, right? So he started putting money in, and it shows that you're making all this money. This money goes up, and you put more money in, more money goes up, more money goes up. And then when you want to pull it out, it disappears. I mean, people are losing hundreds of thousands, $500,000 on this scam daily.
Oh my God. You know, I'll share, I've shared this with John previously, Darren, and it's a really sad, unfortunate story. And I'm suspecting you have probably heard many of these. I have a friend in my life. John knows who this friend is. His mother-in-law was taken down a scam. She was called, ended up giving money, thought, the key word, Darren, thought she gave all of her money, became so distraught, took her own life.
Mm-hmm.
They then discovered that she didn't actually succeed at sending all of her money to the scammers. And it was a sad, sad situation. And it was all because of shame. And I want to bring up shame because it almost happened to my father, Darren. And as I was talking to my dad, it was him over the time acknowledging that it was the embarrassment. It took my mom and dad a few months to tell us kids what happened to them because of their shame, I think, Darren.
Yeah, well, the bad guys rely on emotional triggers. Urgency, shame, fear are three big emotional triggers that bad actors rely on. One, you have this opportunity to make all this money. So you're like, oh, I got it. This is an urgency thing. I got to do it right now. And then you're afraid you won't make as much money if you don't do it. And then I got to keep doing it to convince myself that it's real. And then the shame hits after it happens. It's huge in this kind of cybercrime. And another big piece on it, there's a sexting problem with kids where they're being reached out to by adults who think they're saying they're teenagers. Hey, send me an image of yourself, an image you're not supposed to send. Oh. And then they get extorted to pay money. Otherwise, I'm going to send out this image to all of your friends.
Yeah. Yes. And then the kid kills himself, unfortunately. Right. Yes.
33 in the U.S. in the last couple of years.
No shit.
Mm-hmm. And the thing is that the character of this person, going back to my buddy, the time before this, I lent him money. It was one of these fucking things. Hey, you're an heir to this ancient fucking blah, blah, blah. And there's like, $775 million and you're going to get 40% of it. I'm like, dude, you're kidding me, right? He's all, look, he goes, I know it's probably bullshit. He goes, but I want to try it. And I'm like, he goes, you're the only one I'm telling.
But I want to try it, Johnny. But I want to try it.
He was honest. So I was like, all right, dude. At least you understand what's going on here. And he goes, you know me. He goes, and he can only pay me back like $150 a month. These are long fucking loans, right?
Yeah.
He's like, he goes, I'll fucking chew my arm off or I don't pay you back. I know I'm very, but after listening to you, I'm thinking, fuck, I might not have done these. He might have knocked himself off from shame if I'd known the statistic.
Did he also try to get Saddam's gold out of Iraq at the end of the war?
He was holding up Colin Powell's sign.
Well, because what really got him was he was like, in his mind, he had already planned. He was going to start foundations. He was planning on doing so much good with this money. And I think that's what he fell in love with.
Sure.
Oh man, this is fun. Hey, Darren. So give us something tactical. So here's the question for you. Mm-hmm. If cybersecurity was a hygiene, like a morning hygiene, we brush our teeth. Johnny has his habit stack. I have my habit stack. We all have our habit stacks. Mm-hmm. You're the resident expert right now. Mm-hmm. Give us the equivalent of brushing our teeth before we leave the house.
So 95% of most cyber crime stuff can be prevented by doing a couple simple things. First thing, have a long password and have a different password for every account. Now, the problem people get into, I can't remember all those things. Well, you don't need to. There's password managers now that are cheap. Mine is $40 a year. I have a different password for every account I use. It's 20 characters or more if the site allows it. Even if I forget it, who cares? You get a new one. You make a new one that makes it even safer. But that's not the only thing. You also have to have multi-factor authentication. You either get the text message.
That's what I do. Everything they got to text me a code. So I break the first rule, but I will never ever have an account unless they have to text me.
Right. And I would say if you can, don't even use the text one because that can be compromised. It's not a huge risk. The risk is pretty low, but you can still happen with SIM swapping. You put an app on your phone like Google Authenticator or Microsoft.
Yeah. That's right.
And just have it give you the text, it give you the code because it's all unless someone has your phone. But then again, ideally you have password protection on your phone. They can't get into that either. So those are the two really big things. And update it. You have to update everything. Like here's the other thing I would tell people to do. Do a survey of your house. How many connected devices do you have? I bet you if you thought about it, you probably think I maybe have 7. But if you actually checked, you probably have 40. 40 devices actually on your network. That includes your TVs, your Apple TVs, your computers, your phones, your iPads, your
security
cameras,
system,
all that stuff. It's all compromisable simply because we don't go in and change the initial admin password or even the admin login. Like a lot of these devices, it's admin is the password that gets you into the back end of the system to do whatever you want with it.
And then 196.68.68.1 is your IP.
Right, exactly. And then you can jump from your TV theoretically. I mean, there was a case years ago, and whether it's true or not, it's kind of an urban legend, but there was a hacking group that hacked a Las Vegas casino.
Yes.
And the way they got in was through the thermometer in the fish tank.
I heard that. Yes. Yeah.
Did they make a movie about this? Ocean's 19 or something?
Yeah, it's coming up. It's in production.
That's it, Johnny. I got 2 things for you, Darren. I don't want to forget about them, so I'm just going to say them all out. One's Mythos. We'll put that over there for a second. Anthropic's Mythos. But first of all, what I get to is I myself almost got fucking caught. I shared this on the show a few weeks ago, and I consider myself relatively in tune with what's happening in the world now. I almost got caught, Darren, on a Saturday by somebody trying to 2-factor me with my Apple shit.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what's crazy is if it was my parents, they would have been fucking got, because the way that they phoned me, they used a double negative on the ask. I'm trying to remember. It was almost like, for 2, speak to us. For 1, you approve it. And I was like, wait a minute.
No matter what.
Yeah, exactly. And it was one of those. I was like,
give me your money or I'll take your money.
Yeah. And it said, if you hang up, I'm like, holy fuck, if I hang up. And the way that they triggered it, Darren, I was like, I've never had that before, because they kept hitting my phone with reset your Apple password. And then you know exactly what I'm talking about. And then they made the phone call to link the 2 together. Mm-hmm. I'm telling you, Mott, if it's my mom is compromised in that situation. Yep. I went home that day and I told my parents that evening, I said, guys, moving forward, stop answering the fucking phone. Unless you know it's me or the kids, stop answering the phone.
Yep. I had a friend, and she was like, this is years ago, a couple of years ago. And she's like, I showed up to my dad's house and he's on the telephone. And she just goes to check on him, and he didn't get out. He just kind of like, hi, and kept talking. And she started listening. She's like, they were literally fucking taking his banking information. So she just fucking grabbed the phone and fucking hung up. Dad, what the fuck are you doing?
So one thing.
Well, that was so-and-so and so-and-so. No, it wasn't.
One thing you can do for your parents on their phone, there should be a setting in there under the phone app that sends, that never rings numbers that aren't on your contact list.
Yeah.
So it'll never ring. It'll go right to voicemail, and they'll never answer it. So if that's not set up,
I like that. I'm gonna do that, because Jesus Christ.
But my parents still have the phone plugged into the house wall.
Yeah, well, I got no solution for that one.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, Darren, Mythos dropped a few weeks ago. Just some news again, breaking that it exploited yesterday a bunch of 1,100 zero-a-day exploits. Talk about so Johnny, Anthropic, one of the frontier models. Darren, my role in this is educating my brother here on what's happening in the world. And then my role with Johnny is I'm John's assistant. So if you want to get a hold of John, you connect to me. If John wants to learn the world news, you talk with me. So anyways, John, Mythos, the Anthropic model, released last week, but they only released it to governments, John, because it's so powerful. It's fucking breaking into everything. So for example, Apple, who's had exploits that hasn't been hacked for years, all of a sudden Mythos can get into it. Darren, talk about that and that coming and these models that are now freaking the world out. Darren Mott.
Sure. I mean, it's the worst part's going to be the bad actor's going to figure out how to compromise it first. Now, Mythos don't have access to it, but they will. It's a matter of time before it gets out and everybody has access to it. And they're like, well, we've secured it down enough that it really won't do bad things now because of the version we have created.
Yes.
Sorry, that's not. No, there's no way they're going to be able to do that. But again, they're going to want to monetize it. And it's not to say that even there's not bad actors in the governments that have access to it either that can do stuff to it. So it's the Pandora's box that's probably going to make things worse. Now, the only plus side I can see is that there will be entities that are able to utilize it in the reverse way to protect and to do the defense stuff. The problem is that always lags behind. Bad actors are always, because bad actors have no regulations, have no rules, have no ethics, can do what they want. but the people that do the right things have all those things, and it takes forever to get there. So it's going to be a messy start. It'll be a messy middle, and the end is a long ways away.
So then let's go here with me. You're an expert in this space. You're an expert in cyber crime, and all of what's happening in the world right now. Is it fair for me to say a real simple statement? The state or the country that owns the intelligence, I'll put that above it, big quotes, controls the world. Because if my intelligence is smarter than your intelligence, I can attack you quicker than you can attack me because I know you're going to attack me. I know I'm oversimplifying it, but I'm moving very past the nuclear era of Oppenheimer to now the AI era, which is Keith and Johnny's knowledge is better than Darren's knowledge, and I'm 1/1,000,000th of a microsecond faster than you. I kill you. Is it as simple as that, Darren Mott?
Yeah, I think the problem is we've been in a cyber war for 10 years. No one wants to admit it.
Yeah.
That we're in that case. And then all these tools, who has the better missile? Whoever has the better cyber missile will have the better intelligence, will be able to do the better things, and will be able to do them quicker. So whoever owns that, that's the problem with like the DeepSeek is China's AI model.
Yes,
and
I know.
it's currently restricted simply because of the sanctions on the chips they can get.
Yes.
But I think when Trump went to China last week, he said, "Well, you can have a better chip. Well, we'll give you a better chip because we're just not nice guys." That's that's a bad intelligence plan, but.
Yes,
whatever. I'm not the president, so it is what it is. But
yes,
they're just going to get better. And to think that they're not importing the good chips anyway is a fallacy. To think that they're sanctions, like they can't get them. Yeah, okay. Those chips aren't coming to Hong Kong and making their way across the border. That's if you're thinking that.
Like my BYD car is not making its way down.
Right, exactly. Yes,
exact same thing. Hey, we got a tip from the community here. She says, Jess says, my tip, first thing I asked you about the tips, Darren. She says, check on your parents and your elders. They're at the most risk. That's a great tip, Jess. You're absolutely right. Call your parents in the morning, make sure they haven't been scammed the night before. That's actually a good one. And then Johnny, you got a tip for you from Charlie. Go to the bank in person. Because if you go to because then you're not going to get scammed along the way. You know, Anderson, I think we may have found our resident cybersecurity expert for the show. You know, we found Petro, who's our psychology dude, the bullshit guy every Friday. We got Brianna, who's our sex person on Tuesdays. We may have somebody who can drop in every now and then to give us the goods on what's happening with the fucking freaky world on AI and data and cyber shit along the way. And the fact that he's bald also helps too.
Yeah, very true. But somehow you were able to not freak these other two out being such a weirdo. The question is, have you done that with this guest?
Well, I don't know. I don't know. But hey, Kai, what the fuck is this? We got something on the screen here. What is this, Kai? What WTF is going on right now in this scene? Maybe this will scare. Oh yes. So I'm up from Manitoba there, Darren, and we have massive catfish up here. Johnny, you want to bet? There's catfish racing now available down somewhere in the United States where you can go and bet on catfish in a fucking, dude, you can bet on anything these days. So think of it. They set this structure up. They went and fucking caught catfish, put them into these lanes, and then making bets on them. Nice expression, Mont.
Yeah,
John has no clue what the fucking say on this.
I just think to myself, why? I mean, Jesus Christ, with the amount of effort that's put into that, you could do something and make money that would actually be helpful to humanity.
Dude, that's that's why I find these things, because I feel like you and I have the same brain set with that. Look at all the effort.
I mean, who wakes up and says, let's go to the catfish races?
Who wakes up and says, hey, Darren, let's go and start a catfish race. Let's go find John to go catch some catfish. Let's put them in. Seriously.
Well, there's niches for everything, right? I
guess there is niches for everything. Hey, brother.
And the worst part about it, there's some sort of hustle behind that.
Yeah, boy.
I mean, there's no police of the catfish races.
Are they drug testing the catfish?
Yeah, that's right. He figured.
Oh my God.
Jesus.
I love it. Hey, Darren, before you go, man, you've been awesome, brother. So kind with your time. So grateful to give all this time to us this morning. Where can folks find you, connect with you, engage with you? You said you had a book. You're writing a book. Talk to us, Darren. Take some time to plug yourself, man.
So LinkedIn, it's linkedin.com/in/Darren Mott, DARRENMOT.
Well done, mister. Well done.
I go by the cyber guy, CYBUR, because the BU is for Bureau, FBI, Federal Bureau of Investigation. So it's a different branding thing I did years ago. I have a couple podcasts. I do this. I'm probably, when I'm done with this, I'm going to go do the Cyber Smart Morning News Update, where I just talk about cyber news for 15 minutes.
Yeah.
I do have a book on Amazon called Get Cyber Smart: How to Protect Your Family, Your Business, Yourself Online. Writing some other stuff. So, I mean, I'll be honest, I'm a horrible marketer. I probably have dozens of people that might listen to my podcast, but it's okay. I do it to help people. Again, my whole goal, I used to be a teacher before I was an FBI agent. That's a whole other story altogether. But I want to help educate people on cybersecurity so they don't become victims. I also have a Facebook profile. You can find Darren on Facebook. I do stuff for individuals. Like the one lady who said, contact your parents and elder people. I say that all the time because they're not paying attention. So they need to know what the scams are and how to kind of get around them. So that's probably the easiest way.
Awesome. Well, dude, maybe you need a live morning show on our network. You just said you do. Maybe that's what you got to do. I don't know. Yeah. Anyways, Darren, you've been awesome, dude. You have been awesome. Johnny, closing words for Darren before we get him out of here.
It was a lot of fun talking to you, brother. And again, the stuff that I guess you said to a certain extent, kind of chose to put yourself through to try to better the world we live in. That's honorable.
Yeah, I agree.
Thank you.
I agree.
Thank you so much for having me, gentlemen. This has been the best conversation I've had on a podcast, and I don't know how long. So I very much appreciate it, and thank you for reaching out and asking me to come on. This has been fun. And if you need a cyber expert anytime, just let me know. I got plenty of time. Happy to help.
Awesome. Darren, you're awesome, man. I appreciate you, brother.
Right on, brother.
Johnny, of course he has plenty of time. He's worked for the government for 20 years. He's sitting around doing nothing now.
How about that?
See you, Darren. You take care, pal. We'll talk to you later.
Thank you, brother.
Talk to you later. We'll talk to you later. Okay, Darren?
Thank you.
All right, pal. We'll see you later. All right, Darren Mott is out of here. All right, guys. I teased some news at the top of the show here that we got. Johnny, we got to talk with this man. We might have to increase Jimmy's salary. Hey, Kai, let's put this on here. We might be losing Jimmy.
Am I going to have to get a nudge past Jimmy again?
Well,
wait a minute. We just went down this road. Jesus Christ. Are you fucking kidding me?
Or maybe you're going to want to take this job from Jimmy. Hey, Kai, there is no opener. Okay, well, this is good because I got to get into this. So, John, get this, man. There's a company that hold the horses here. I got to get it here. Where is my news here? So hold the horses. So there's a company outside of that. There it is right here. Okay. Evan. No, here we go. Where it is here. So there's a brand new company called Joy AI. Jimmy, they're hiring 10 masturbation consultants. True story, Johnny. For $2,000 a month. Yeah, the 4-week study requires...
It'd be perfect for this.
I agree with you, 100%. Yeah. The 4-week study would require participants to use AI voice-guided sessions matched to mood and document effects on stress, sleep quality, mood, and confidence. It's open to adults in the U.S. and the U.K., so I guess Jimmy's out of it. The offer blends product testing and marketing, and it's further a new chatbot. So Joy has a chatbot coming out that helps men masturbate. So they're looking for, so anybody out there, hey, good times in. Hey, Maddie, I know you've been looking for some work, man. Maybe this is what we can do. Go jerk off for $2,000 a month, $500 a week. Not too bad, Johnny. Jesus. Back to your comment earlier, which was the dudes waking up starting catfish racing. These guys are waking up going, hey, let's start a masturbation app that we're going to pay dudes to get after it.
Well, yeah, it's this is like the classic case of people sitting there trying to figure out what can they do to make money. Yeah. That's the only motivation behind this shit.
Bingo. I agree with you. I absolutely agree with you. And then Charlie says, I do it anyway, so why not get paid? Yeah, true story. All right, I got a really cool vintage one. Let's put this one up with Arnold. Hey, Kyle, let's put this one up with Arnold and check this out. This is awesome, dude. Look at this. That's classic, eh?
Yeah.
You see who that is? Like, look at their physiques. That's what I grew up with. I grew up wanting to look like that. True story.
I mean, anybody who saw that.
I know, right? Like our era of men growing up, you're like, man, I want to be strong like that and just look like that, right? So that's when I saw that, that's fucking classic right there.
You know, the crazy part about that is that Lou Ferrigno,
yes,
he had this really successful bodybuilding career early, and he trained very little. One of the things that Arnold said, he goes, if Lou would have stuck with it, he would have been the best bodybuilder we've ever seen.
You know, I'm glad I didn't know that. And I was about to ask you, why wasn't Lou Ferrigno bigger than, and I mean, I'm figuratively, like just bigger again in what he could have been? I didn't realize Arnold said that.
Well, my apologies, Lou, and I'm not trying to be an ass.
Yeah.
You ever hear him talk?
Well,
Back in those days, he was. I mean, he talks very, very well now.
Yes,
I know him. I've had conversations with him now, and you can understand. But in the old days, it was very difficult to market that.
And people would not have been accepting it. They would have been calling him the R word all the time. True story. Like 100%. So you're actually, now that you say that, that's exactly why. Because you wouldn't be.
It's a business at the end of the day.
Yeah. That's a classic image, though, man. I really enjoy that. And I do got a second one. I do got a second image. So, John, a lot of people debate whether racing is like a sport or not, like actual like NASCAR racing. And some say it's a sport, some don't say it's a sport. Well, I don't know about this one. Jimmy or Kai, let's put this one up on the screen, man. So our very own Charlie, good time, Johnny, was RC fucking racer. Look at that trophy shelf. Now, hold on, Charlie. There's the one debate whether racing is a sport. RC racing? A fucking sport? Charlie, what are you doing there, sitting on the fucking couch, holding your radio controller and getting cars to go around the track? Dude, look at that trophy shelf, brother. Like, that's our very own good town. Look at all the trophies you won doing the fucking radio-controlled racing. Good job, Charlie, man. That's awesome, man. That's cool.
Good job, Charlie. Anybody that sits around and has a debate on something's a fucking sport needs to put that energy somewhere else. What fucking difference does it make?
You know what? Go and do something instead of debating.
Yeah, I mean, somebody's doing what they want to do. Let them fucking call it what they want to. Jesus Christ.
With you, man. I'm absolutely with you. I love it. All right, coming up, Cheryl Whitaker's going to join me in a couple minutes. But before we do that, we're going to say this. Hey, Johnny, before you go.
Hey, John. Before you go, you ever see a clip that makes you shut up mid-sentence because it's real? Nick Best in rehab, double hip replacement, moving like it hurts, but also like quitting isn't an option. That's the part nobody posts. The ugly reps, the slow steps, the hospital gown humility. And he still hits upload, like, watch me rebuild myself in public. That's psycho. That's courage.
It's also a warning. Strength isn't muscles. It's showing up when you feel finished.
Hey, John, what's the hardest comeback you've ever had to make? When nobody's clapping and it's just you versus you?
Brother, I was inspired by this man, veteran strongman Nick Best.
One of my good buddies.
Yeah. What's up, Cheryl?
Good morning, gentlemen. How are you?
Good morning.
Good to see you. Good to see you. We're just doing a little walk off with Johnny here. Yes, so Nick, you know Nick Best. I figured you knew him, Johnny.
Yeah, he's one of my good buddies.
Yeah.
The reason that he had so much trouble with his, because normally, like one of our other friends had a hip replacement and they walked out of the hospital. But see, with Nick, he's a little older than I am. And so what happened was, there's the socket, right, in the hip.
Okay. Yeah.
So basically, this part of his sockets had grown so much extra bone, they had to fucking chip all this shit away.
Murphy, why?
So that's what slowed his recovery down.
Oh, okay.
They had to chip away a ton of bone, and so it wasn't the normal hip replacement.
Wow. I was inspired by this, dude, because in my brain I go thinking to myself, you're the world's strongest man. You're invincible, and now you're having to learn how to do all of this again. Like, that's fucking inspiring to me. That's one of those, there's no reason to get up off the couch and get going.
Yeah, Nick is a sweet dude.
Yeah.
Sweet dude. I mean, like, not I mean this in a bad way, but like in conversations, like deeper conversations, I've seen him just in conversation fucking cry multiple times. He's very in touch with his emotions.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah, and I don't mean that. I'm saying that because it shows his strength.
No, I respect it. Man, I met with a gentleman that Cheryl introduced me to last week. His name's Randy Lynch. And I think we're gonna have Randy on the show. And Johnny, successful dude, goes and crushes it, and then realizes that he's fucking empty. I think Cheryl, I'm paraphrasing here. Realizes that he's empty, like makes a bunch of cash, Johnny, like fucking oodles of cash, and then empty. And then goes on this emotional, spiritual journey and recognizes that emotion, and please, Cheryl, correct me if I'm wrong here, but recognizes that emotional, Johnny, was the trigger to leadership. And you know what he says? I don't know if he told you this, Cheryl. Every single day, his own job for himself is to cry. Whether it's out of joy or whether out of sadness, because, John, he wants to find that emotion in himself to feel it himself or on behalf of somebody who deserves it.
Yes.
I thought that was quite fascinating because he has that level of awareness around the power of emotion. And John, you talk about feelings all the time. That's a man, we're going to have him on the show, who's very much about feeling and emotion as your superpower. Cheryl Whitaker.
Yeah, no, and we got into that conversation, Randy and I, because I was telling him that I would be the kind of person who would try to show strength in front of you and then cry alone because I'm trying to like make everyone else feel better. And so we had my brain all kind of like, wow. So now I cried on the show this morning. I'm crying every week now. It's like, whatever.
There you go. There you go. Well, hey, maybe I got something to cry with you on because I know you've been talking about getting a sponsor for your show. So maybe we got a sponsor for you. There's a company that maybe Jimmy's looking to work there. Maybe Dwayne might want to get a job there. I don't know, but
are you going back to the fucking jerk off thing?
I'm scared. Right,
yeah. So there's a company there's an AI startup, Cheryl, that's paying guys $2,000.
This is the reason why people don't want to come back here. He's pimping the FBI guy, and I'm like, the fucking question is, this fucking guy's gonna leave the show and go, thank God I got away from that little fucking weirdo.
Tears of joy with Cheryl Whitaker. Yeah, that's exactly.
Daddy.
Oh, I love it. I love it. I love it. Anderson, what are you doing today, brother? Before I get you out of here, I don't want to have Ben keep me waiting. What's going on with you today? Oh, you got your guests here today. Yeah,
I got Ben. After this, I'm going to handle some stuff, business. I'm just going to stay in the studio, handle some business. Then when I come out of here, go spend some time with our guests.
Fascinating conversation you'll be having with those folks too. I'm quite fascinated by that. Actually, it's cool shit.
Yeah. I think if you said fascinated one more time in that little phrase, it would have been much better.
Fascinated with that shit, 100%. But absolutely. Hey, before you go, quickly here, let me just see what we're setting up tomorrow here. We have Paul Van Zulberger. We have a New York Times investigative reporter tomorrow doing some crazy shit. So I don't know. It would be interesting to see what tomorrow with Paul. Yeah. Pulitzer.
Interesting.
Yeah. Well, Johnny, go enjoy your day, my brother.
Love you, John.
That's it, baby. It's another beautiful day.
It is a beautiful day in the loop that we call Mornings in the Lab. Johnny, love you, man. Have a good one. Okay, pal?
Love you guys too. Have an amazing loop, my people.
Right. Anderson is out of here. Your left is Whitaker and Billis. We're doing some fun stuff this morning. Here's how the next 24 minutes are going to work. Keith and Cheryl are going to ramble for a couple seconds, catch up. I'm going to do my monologue, and then we're coming back, Keith and Cheryl, for a new little segment that we are creating in real time on the fly in front of all of you for a brand new segment, a brand new show Cheryl's going to drop, we think, in a few months or so, called It Starts With Joy, the Masturbation. Oh, I'm sorry. It Starts With Joy, the Feed Edition. Right. Not that show. That's the one Jimmy's on. Yes, this one is called. This one is called. It Starts With Joy, the feed. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna break out some stuff on the LinkedIn feed, Cheryl's feed, my feed, and we're gonna talk about it. Maybe we're gonna have some satirical humor. Maybe we're gonna ask some questions. Maybe hey Neiman, maybe this is like our new community corner. Actually, I don't know. We're gonna kind of play with it on the fly here. So before we do that, Jimmy, I see your 56 seconds. I got a monologue, of course, on some Generational X stuff. Cheryl, how was your show? Tell me about it before we pause. How was it? What happened?
It was great. And Charlie, thank you so much for time for showing up over there and over here. He comes every week. Thank you.
Charlie was over there. Fuck Charlie. I was wondering why you're on my show.
Charlie's balancing. We talked about balance today.
Charlie has two screens going. He's running one.
It was running both. And we've got my guest today. I can't wait for you to watch the show. I think he'd be great on your show too. Todd Sawyer, very successful businessman, very wise. And you guys have very similar philosophies as far as leadership and taking care of those that you care about, those who are in your care.
Oh, you mean humble leadership, like our conversation yesterday?
Yes, yeah, very much so.
She was trying to convince me yesterday that I had a special skill that you all don't have, and I think she's full of shit. But
no, I'm not full of shit.
No, you are. Yeah, my skill is just being the handsome chief.
No,
the self-proclaimed.
So much more than that. There's brilliance in there.
No, it's my sunglasses and my hat. Yes. Okay, so here's what we're not going to argue about. We're going to arm wrestle, but actually, we're going to watch Rico and Dwayne arm wrestle for the Boomer token.
Oh my God!
Well, Keith and Cheryl debate who's humble. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. I got 56 seconds, Whitaker. So it's my morning flow check.
Yes, go do your thing.
You wouldn't know because you're not a man, but as we age, men just got to regulate the flow. So so every single morning, it's funny because I get a great reminder from the team that I go, okay, I got 56 seconds.
I gotta go pee.
Yeah, it's the flow check because it goes faster.
I have a chart with 56 seconds someday.
That's right. Yeah, so 56 seconds I got today. So when that happens, I'm going to do that, and then you and I, and then I'm going to get my monologue done. I invite you to sit back for a couple minutes to listen to that, and then you and I are going to come back and do the feed. Sound like a plan? I
am so ready.
Let's do it. All right, 56 seconds. I'm back for the monologue, and then Keith and Cheryl are going to get in some fun stuff called the feed coming up in a few minutes on Morning to the Lab with Keith and Cheryl. Let's get after it, guys.
Gen X is being harvested for nostalgia. That's not appreciation, it's extraction. We don't get to stay the product.
We're being ignored for leadership because we keep acting optional. The seat is empty. If we don't take it, someone unfit will.
Nostalgia feels like respect. It's actually containment. They'll replay our past, but they won't consult our judgment. We grew up analog and adapted to digital. That makes us translators, not spectators. We know what speed does without character.
The lie is simple. Nobody's asking. Leadership isn't invited. It's claimed. Waiting is how we disappear politely.
Remembering isn't responsibility. Complaining isn't contribution. If we want influence, we have to accept the weight that comes with it. We can be a playlist, or we can be a standard. One entertains people, the other protects people who depend on us. Keith's about to break it down. This isn't about sounding tough, it's about showing up useful. Morning begins here.
A lot of feedback from my team there. Hey, team, we can get that audio down a little bit there. The music was through the roof. Yeah, I was being distracted while I was trying to release the liquid from my body by all that loud sounds. But hey, good stuff, guys. Generation X, that's you, me, that's us. I think that we are being harvested for nostalgia, but you know what's happening? We're being ignored for leadership. And I'm even thinking the boomers are being ignored even less. I'm sorry, even more. It's hurtful to me. Listen. This is the part that just drives me crazy. The culture, the Gen Zs, the Gens around us, the Gen Millennials, whatever generation you are, they love our memories. Think about it. And I'm going to use our quite a bit because I'm talking to you. I'm talking to me. I'm talking to us. They love our music. They love our movies, our toys, our malls, all that nostalgic stuff that we grew up with. Some would say the 80s and 90s might have been the greatest time to be alive. Going to the arcade, making the mixtapes, the Saturday morning cartoons. Hey, Charlie, I love that. The old commercials. Whitaker, how about those old fucking commercials, man? I love the old commercials. The bad hair. And I'm not talking to the Whitakers or even Darren Mott or even Johnny. No, we all had the bad hair, though. No. Or the freedom. Remember when freedom was defined very differently than what it is today? Or how about this? I need you to be home when the streetlights come on. That childhood, right? But then the internet. Yeah, the internet came around. And now it loves turning Gen X, our generation, you, me, all of us, even my boomers, into a playlist. Yeah, I know, we all know the meme, the retro brand, right? The comfort loop. Listen. I know, we all know, we get it. Yeah, nostalgia, powerful thing. As a matter of fact, remember when Stranger Things came out, say, oh my God, the nostalgia of that felt so good, right? That word, nostalgia, texture. Give a texture to that word. That word, it's got friction. It's got boredom. When you think of nostalgia, it might even have privacy attached to it. And when you think about nostalgia, it's kind of weird, isn't it? And nostalgia kind of had that freedom that is so hard to explain to someone, especially today, and especially on a day like we had Darren Mott, where you grow up being tracked, photographed, posted, and measured from every single angle from childhood. So yeah, for us, Gen X, that nostalgia, it works. But here's the fucking twist. And here's the problem. Because if all the culture wants from us is nostalgia, and that's what it seems like these days, I think, and I know you think, and I've been postulating a little bit lately, it's missing the most valuable part about us. We, you, I, the X, the boomers, we're not just the generation that remembers before. You've heard me talk about it, the before. We're the before generation. Now, we're the generation that can lead after. And that itself is a very different thing because, hey, we grew up analog. And yes, we had to adapt to digital. And now we're adapting through the internet all the way through AI. So we have been through it all before. We raised the kids inside the algorithm. We watched the institutions crack. Think about that. Watching work change, media change. We watched all the technology eat industry after industry after industry. We grew up in the world that was, hey, software is going to eat the world. And now, all of us, you, me, Cheryl, Dwayne, Johnny, we're standing in the middle of another shift. It's happening right around us right now. The AI shift. Synthetic content. Trust. What the fuck is trust? Privacy doesn't even exist. And a culture. Oh yeah, a culture that is actually lost and lost its mind half the fucking time. That experience that we have had, that pattern recognition that we have had, that scar tissue that we have had growing up and accumulating, that matters. But instead of asking Generation X, us, you, me, instead of asking us to lead, the media, yeah, I'm going to go here. The media keeps asking us to reminisce. It seems like it's all that it is. Hey, just reminisce. Just think back to how it was. Cheryl, do you remember Blockbuster? Yeah. Do you remember cassettes? Yeah. How about MTV or when phones had cords or when kids played outside? And listen, I get it. It's fine. We all remember it. But now what? That's the fucking question, isn't it? Now what? Because memory without responsibility becomes, well, frankly, just entertainment. And I am not interested at all in Gen X becoming the museum exhibit. And if there's anything that I have really embraced wrapping my arms around is perhaps being the leader, perhaps being the conduit, perhaps being the peer for our generation to own the mornings. Because I'm not interested in men, women in midlife, us being reduced to just nothing but remember when content. I think we are the perfect conduit for before and after. Because we, you, me, us, we are needed now. Yeah. Not as mascots of the past. No, but as translators for the future. Because we have been there before and we are here today. Because the world is moving so fast. And this has been my frustration with some of the investors I've been talking to and business leaders I've been talking to lately that are all the same age as me. Because the world is moving so fast and speed without judgment is fucking dangerous. That AI accelerates the output, but it cannot create the wisdom that Whitaker's accumulated over 500 years on the planet. No. Platforms, they'll amplify the voice, but they're not going to decide who is worth listening to. Sure, they're going to put stuff in front of your feed nonstop, but they're not going to decide. And those algorithms, yes, they're going to predict the behavior, but they cannot build the character. And that is where you come in. That is where you come in, because Gen X has to decide whether it wants to be adults in the room or customers in the nostalgia age. And that is a different role. One being comfortable, the other being necessary. So nation, as we look forward and we think about our Gen X that makes up all of us, I think that's where we're stuck. We don't lack the experience. No, we lack the room that expects us to use our experience. That is why this platform we are building matters to me. So I'm so passionate about building this for you. Because when I was building this, thinking this doesn't exist. This is not a nostalgia club. Sure, we laugh about it. Sure, we can honor it. Sure, we can bring the best parts forward. We like to joke about all of it, but this is not a place to hide. This is a place to build in the morning, a place to start the day with people who still have something to contribute, like you, Rico, like you, Dwayne, like you, Charlie. A place that says your experience is not expired. No, your experience is welcomed here. Is needed here. That leadership that you have, fuck man, it's not behind you. No, it's right in front of you. But you, my friend, you have been sitting on the couch, kind of wondering. You have to stop waiting to be invited, because that's the thing. No one is coming to crown us. No one's coming to crown Gen X. Yeah, the culture is happy to sell us those old songs and the vintage t-shirts, but it's not automatically going to ask us to lead. How do I know? Because I'm seeing it. We are going to have to take that role. Not loudly, not bitterly, and not with the, oh, back in my day energy, back when it was www. No, with the clarity, with the useless and the responsibility, bringing your before to the after. So yeah, let's wrap it up. Enjoy the nostalgia. Enjoy the content we put on this show. The morning magazine that we call Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, and friends. And yeah, play the music from the past. Yes, tell the stories from the past. And yes, laugh at those memories. But please do not let the market harvest your past, your before, while ignoring your future. Because men, women, all my generation that is next, you're not just a fucking memory bank. Go look in your fucking mirror. It is a leadership class. You are a leader hiding in plain sight. And now it's time for you, my friend. It's time for you, my friend, to start acting like it. All right, we're back. Oh, that camera's not working. You're back with Keith and Show. We're doing something fun this morning.
Great monologue.
Thank you. It happens, man. I'm watching it happen around us.
I know.
And you know what saddens me? And so what spurred me on was this one. Is I was talking to some folks last week who were kind of accepting that wow is me. Like, hold on a second. You're a fucking leader, man. You've done some awesome things in your life. You've done this, you've done this, you've done this. And just because some little young punks dismissed you, you're going to go and fucking cry about it? Come on, man.
Keep moving.
100%. Keep moving. All right, so here's what we're going to do for the next 10 minutes, myself and Cheryl. Guys, let's pull up the LinkedIn on the feed here for us. So we're going to either, I guys want you to pull up Cheryl's feed or my feed, and we'll put on the screen here. Keith Cheryl going to break it down. So Cheryl and Keith are working on a new show for Cheryl calling The Feed. It starts with Joy the Feed. And the goal here is to break down what's happening out on the feed. So Jimmy, if you want to pull it up on the screen for us, whether it's, like I said, Cheryl's account or my account, let's just start scrolling and let's start observing and let's start commenting and having some fun with what's happening over on the world of LinkedIn. I think that's how we're going to make it go. Do you agree, Cheryl?
Yep. Let's do it.
Let's do it. So I know the team's getting ready here. So I don't know where we're starting with. We're gonna start this in real time. Looks like we got the Handsome Chiefs profile up there. So let's get after it. So we got Austin Moore taught his kids Memorial Day. That's a fun thing going on there. Yeah, they immediately. Let's keep going there. Yep. And Cheryl, if you see something jumps out, I want you to get after it. So Jimmy, let's keep scroll. We'll do a scroll and stop. Is what we can do. We can do a scroll and stop and get after it here. Oh, what's this one? What's this one?
ASAP. You don't have to slow down. Just calm down. Hurry is fear and ultimately destructive. Ooh, if I'd seen this on my feed, I don't know if it's your feed or my feed, it would probably would have been a great hot take.
Talk to me. What kind of hot take would you make it? I'm just gonna the camera here.
Yeah, I'm gonna see what. Let me see what else we got to say here. Yeah, because it's funny. We talked about this on my show today, that there are people who are built for more, and a lot of folks out there, and a lot of like courses and videos and podcasts telling everybody to slow down. Yeah. And what we were talking about today is like, no, that there are people out there who are built to go fast. There are people out there who are built to carry more.
100%.
So here it says you don't have to slow down, just calm down. We talked about the fact that you need to have, like, sometimes you just need to balance it out so that you can go on and continue to carry.
Do you believe in balance? This is great. This is exactly what I want to have this to be about here. So we got, what's the name there? Elijah Foster. We're having a conversation about either going faster or slowing down, which really kind of leans into life-work balance. Are you a fan of work-life balance?
Yeah, I know that's very, like, it's so like, what is it?
I think it's bullshit. I think it's bullshit.
What do you say?
I think it's bullshit.
You think it's bullshit? I mean, it is cliche.
Yeah.
As well. Why do you think it's bullshit?
It's because it doesn't work. Because to me, it's as simple as this. Mm-hmm. If you want work-life balance, you will be in the stands while I'm on the court shooting basketballs. You will be in the stands watching me play hockey. You will be in the stands while I'm creating the greatest morning show on the planet. So if you want work-life, that's awesome. Go and have it, enjoy it, and I got nothing but respect for it. But if you want to change the world, if you want to create a platform that others aren't doing, and you want to be on the stage or the rink or on the fucking basketball court, work-life balance does not exist.
Okay, so now I'm gonna say that yes.
Okay.
And
okay,
I believe it's just a definition of like what your own personal definition of work-life balance is, because I do believe in balance. I do believe that if you're grinding
yes,
100% of the time, let's say you're not sleeping, you're not walking your dog, you're not getting rest, you're not spending time with Lauren, you know what I mean? So like, I think the word balance is what throws people off.
Yes, I agree with you there. Yes.
Right?
Yeah, 100%.
Balance means equal. And if you're building something, it's got to be, you're going to be out of balance.
Agreed.
Right?
Thank you. So I prefer, and I know Neiman's worked with me long enough. So there's two things that I prefer. So I don't like SMART goals. So I think we live in a world where they're too, like, I think they're dumb. Like, I think they're dumb in 2026 because they're built around, put my food in my lunchbox, walk to the factory, work 8 to 5. It's structured. No. So I believe in flexibility and I believe in pulling levers. And Melissa hears me talk about all the time, right? So now I might be saying, okay, the lever I'm pulling this week, I got to get all this shit done. But what might come as a sacrifice? I might be lacking some sleep. Or this week I might be pulling the lever. I might be spending less time with Lauren. Or this week I'm pulling the lever to go have more sex with Lauren because I'm not doing more work. But to me, over time, it finds a way to balance it out. Here's the other joke I'll say to you, Cheryl. So I tell my kids this all the time right now. I said, your dad's the kind of guy where many folks will start like seasonal businesses. I'm going to go work and sell hot dogs for 4 months, then go take 8 months off. Mm-hmm. Right? I am busting my ass, no balance, building this thing up. So I can go and I'll never take the rest of my life off, but just change the rest of balance in life.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I completely follow you. And me at the very young age of 60, I'm starting, like everybody else is like retiring, and I'm just getting started. And there are folks who are in the middle who are judging my beginning.
Oh.
You know what I mean? Like, you need to have this. Make sure you take time for yourself. Make sure you're not blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, I have to remind people, I am building something. Yes. And I have my boundaries and I have my times when I'm like, I shut it down because I know MS, all that kind of stuff. I gotta find that safety. But at the same time, I'm having the best time of my life and I'm enjoying myself. I mean, you're having fun. Whenever we talk about the things that we're building here on a network, you are having the time of your life. Yes.
100%. You said something which I got to give you a compliment, man. I'm not here to blow smoke up your ass by any stretch, but you said something which struck me because as I've gotten to know you over the last several months now, 6 months or so, and really enjoying my time getting to know you, you just mentioned MS. I got to be honest with you. I fucking forgot. No, and I mean that because I've known people who that becomes their identity.
Yes.
Whether it's MS or cancer, and I'm not trying to be negative at all. We all associate with different things, but some people I know that becomes very much their identity, how they introduce themselves, how they go through life, and everything they go through, that becomes attached to it.
Yeah.
I love you. I forgot that you deal with that on a daily basis.
On a daily basis, I do, but it also doesn't define me.
Yes, that's my point.
Although it's but there's intentionality too. That's the reason why joy is orange, right? That's a color so I honor it and I honor those who are out there struggling with it. I'm just very, very blessed that I'm handling it better than most.
Yes.
So, but I also have to remember that it is a part of who I am, and I need to be careful so that I do not make myself sick.
But it's interesting because it goes back to my monologue, because when you tell me people are talking to you about where you are in your middle of your start and they're trying to coach you or offer you advice.
Yeah.
I would invite you to say, dude, I've been there before. In other words, I have been the before person. Yes. Now I'm actually the after person. I was here before the internet. I was here so I know. Right.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. But I find that when those kind of conversations though, Keith, are people just managing their own insecurities.
Yeah, 100%. Right? Yeah. Jimmy, what else we got there, brothers? Let's throw something else to dig into this morning here.
Oh, wow. I got a big.
Oh, I got a dig bit. Oh, Cheryl, you all.
Jimmy?
I love it that you almost so that post actually made you say what their goal was, dude. That's awesome. I got it. That's funny. That works, right?
This is something you don't know about me. I have a very, very dirty mind. I have a very dirty mind. Dwayne will tell you. Where is Babe? He might be. I have a very dirty mind. So I love this shit, and it's no surprise at all that my brain went there immediately.
That's from our very own Alana Tart. Alana's been on the show a few times. You know what the funny thing is? If you met Alana, you got to have Alana. I love you, Alana. We got to cut this and show it to her. Alana's awesome.
Oh, yeah.
She's been on the show a few times. She's a lawyer. She's been in Canada. I think she's actually been in Canada or from Canada. I think she's living in Ireland or London or something. Alana Tart's awesome. That's a funny post.
That is amazing. I love it.
Oh, we got James.
Jimmy.
We got Jamie Schweitzer here joining us in the lab. I've seen this woman before on TV. Yes, her name is Cheryl Raphael Whitaker, positive memory, and she gets after it every Wednesday on the Mornings in the Lab Network. And if you're watching YouTube on TV, you will see that beautiful face we call Cheryl Raphael Whitaker. 100%. Jimmy, let's get one more for Keith and Cheryl before we walk ourselves towards the house here today. What do we got here? We got Jody Barrett. Saying that this should do really well on LinkedIn because it's founder story, resilience, leadership, health, and mission, not fitness, influence, energy. Yeah, so when I see posts like this, I'm like, I don't know. They don't really, it's just
the long. It's long. Oh, what is she doing?
Okay.
Oh.
Okay, well, then there's the scroll.
I mean, you go, girl. She gonna blow out the other candle?
So, what do you think? It's Are we poking fun at that? Are we accepting that? Or let's
wait, there's more. Oh, she's walking off now. Okay, well, happy birthday.
So I don't know what I think about that.
Well, this is interesting because what's happening now, I notice this a lot as I'm spending a lot more time, is that there's a lot of crossover between LinkedIn and Instagram.
Yes.
And I don't know what the algorithms are doing and how it decides, right? The algos that are algoing every day, how it decides what's. I'm finding now that there's a lot of really interesting content that you would not expect to see on LinkedIn.
Yeah.
Because
I've been seeing that trend happen for a little while here, but
yeah,
I just sometimes the question I would just put on the table just would be 3 letters with a mark after. Just say why.
I was just why.
Anyways, who is that? What's her name? Amy Barrett? Is that what the name was? Jimmy. Her name was.
I'd like to ask her why.
Yeah, me too. So Jody, maybe we'll get you on the show, my show or Cheryl's show, and connect with you and love to learn. And look, Jody, so, seriously, all kindness and love. Not here to be negative. Not here to trash. Just to have some fun and be curious and have conversation around content. So there we go. So Jody, open invite. So Cheryl, so this is kind of what I'm thinking. I'm kind of envisioning something like this for you. Maybe you thinking?
Yeah, I love it. I think I would love a combination of like some things that we find are like we need to talk about this.
Yes, I agree with you. Yeah,
right? and then maybe some other segments where we're just doing the scroll because I love both, combination of two.
Absolutely. And just thinking out loud here, we can continue this on Wednesdays where we kind of kick this thing off to continue together here, you and me.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. I would love to do that.
Yeah. And last night I put together I told you I was going to build the show for you. So I've got that. Apparently now I got a crazy day because a bunch of people booked calendars, but today or tomorrow we'll look at it together.
All right. That sounds good.
Cool.
I love you, my friend. Brilliant one.
Thank you. Yeah. Well, I'll say that back to you. So listen, it looks like it's time for us to go here.
Too.
Dude, what are you doing today?
I'm having lunch with a friend. I'm going to do a little bit of relaxing today and take care of my mom.
Yeah.
That's it for today. Hang out a little bit. Mm-hmm.
Nice.
You always ask everybody else what they're doing, but we never know what you're doing.
That's my job. It's my job as the host.
I know.
I love that. So it's always fun just to reflect back and then get the fuck out of here. Yeah. I got a busy day too. Actually, I'm going to hang out with Paul Reedner in 30 minutes. Going to talk about their brand new What the Truck show they're going to launch next week. I got a meeting, I think, with Adam today. I got a bunch of meetings today, actually. And Darren Mott got on my calendar today. So I'm looking forward to Darren was great.
Yes. Wow.
Did you notice the comment? So I'm noticing a theme here.
What's that?
So Petrocelli, awesome, bald.
Oh.
Cheryl Raphael Whitaker, awesome, bald.
Yes.
John Anderson, awesome, bald.
Mm-hmm.
Dwayne R. Whitaker.
Yes.
Token Boomer, bald.
Yes.
Keith Billis, awesomely not bald. So something's got Darren Mott bald. I'm telling you, man. There's something going on with these awesome humans in no hair.
Show up on the show bald, but please warn me before you do that.
So I think what's going to happen is I'm actually going to do two things at once, and I'm not going to tell anybody. I'm not going to tell anybody.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to shave my head bald, and I'm going to join OnlyFans in the same day.
Well,
Keith Millis, the handsome chief, with Cheryl Raphael Whitaker on Mornings.
Love you, Nation.
We'll see you, Cheryl. We'll see you later, okay?
Bye. Bye, everybody.
Cheryl's out of here, you guys. What is shaking? What is shaking? What is shaking? We are going to hit a button that sounds like this. Because the guy, they call me. Yeah, my guy. I'm sorry, my guy. My name, I'm Keith Millis. I'm the self-proclaimed handsome chief. Yes. Fucking so ridiculous. If anybody knows me personally, you will know how much I think how ridiculous all this is. But that's part of the fun. And you'll see, and here's the thing. You guys all know I get excited when this happens. I had this conversation with Whitaker yesterday. I get people coming to me saying, yeah, so I saw the picture you made of me and it doesn't look like me. Or you made a thumbnail of me and it doesn't look like me. Or that thumb for the no shit. Have you not seen a movie poster lately? Have you not seen like the Housewives of Beverly Hills? You turned on Netflix lately? You all don't look like that. My job is to entertain and give you some energy to start your day. So the seriousness, that starts after all this. So if you can't have any fun like I can have fun with the handsome chief and all the ridiculous behavior we do here on the show, then go find another show. Or else come back and see us tomorrow, 7:30 with Matt Roof, right here on the Mornings in the Lab Live Authority Network. Stick around for myself and Johnny at 8 o'clock. Tomorrow's Thursday. And then, of course, the mornings extend until the afternoon, 5 o'clock with Jason Hewlett. And then Friday, we're back at it again with Roofy at 7:30, Billis at 8, and everybody else along the way. Roofy's back tomorrow morning at 7:30. You know where to find us. Mornings in the Lab, mornings.network. The Mornings in the Lab Live Authority Network. I'm the chief they call handsome. That's what they say. Or they? Who's they? I'm out of here. Nation, we'll see you guys tomorrow. Get me out of here, Kai.